Thanks, man. Nice to see you, bro.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, man.
We had a fun time. We were just talking about how if we had a camera on us when we were in Vegas having dinner a couple weeks ago, that one night, bro, we were so silly. We were dying
after
laughing.
UFC.
Dying.
Yeah, your
laughing.
buddies were there. There was pro pool players.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeremy Jones and Carl Boyce.
And they had been swimming in a pool of beer. They've been playing in a deep end of a pool of beer.
They were there for 6 hours of the fights drinking.
They were cooked.
Because they got there with me, so they started watching the fights at like 3:30 p.m.
Yeah. Oh, during that Chris Weidman fight, one of them kept yelling "hole in one" over and over again. So
really?
I knew that they were fucking
hole in one.
Yeah, I mean they were just getting pretty cooked up.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, dude, that was fun. That dinner was fun. It was that place was fancy in there. But it was a good time. Man, you just got back from Scotland.
Yeah.
Well, how was it? Oh, Joe
cold,
Rogan.
Cold as shit.
Did they
Beautiful.
Did they talk to you like that? Oh, Joe.
They talk like that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to do an impression of it. I'll fuck it up. But I like it over there. It's beautiful.
Would you like? Was there?
I think that it's like. It's one of the most beautiful places, but it's like very lightly populated. I almost don't want to talk about it because it's so cool. Because there's not a lot of people there.
Oh yeah.
But it's also there's like some shit there that's so old. They had some Guidestones on this property, and they said, "I go, how old are these things? They're like thousands of years old. We don't even know. Don't know who put them there. Don't know why they're there." So these like 4,000, 5,000-year-old stones that are sticking out of the ground. They have a stone circle there that's older than Stonehenge. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, Stonehenge is crazy, dude. I remember when in school they would teach us like Stonehenge. It's crazy. Who knows what happened, you know?
Yeah.
Like Smurfs, aliens. Like they had all this crazy shit they would teach you. And then
They taught you about that in school?
Yeah.
Smurfs.
Or just everybody didn't know what it was about, right? But then
Stonehenge is by Smurfs? Is that
fucking
it? Jamie, did you get that in Ohio? Did they teach you
learned
that?
about it all at the same time like him, probably.
Yeah, this is during the 80s, bro, early 90s. And but then we went there one time, we were touring and we drove by and literally they had an exit for Stonehenge and it was just right there. It was like a rest area. It was just like right off the highway.
And when you went there, was it impressive?
No, it was like I was impressed because I'd learned they didn't give a fuck. There's like people over there just like changing their kids in front of it and stuff on the ground. Like people didn't give a shit.
And you could walk up to it and touch it, right?
It's right there, dude. They had like a sign that was like I don't even think it said "please don't touch." It was like just something more vague than that.
Did you ever see the Georgia Guidestones? Mm-mm. The Georgia Guidestones were this thing that I don't know if they know who built it. Do they know who funded that thing?
I don't think so.
So
they ever found out yet.
The Georgia Guidestones, somebody spent a lot of money to make these giant stone statues with the guides to how to keep a civilization intact. And then
like the rules?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's written in a bunch of different languages. So what is it so somebody blew it up, man.
No.
Oh yeah, let's it down the bottom. Somebody blew it up and then they decided after the person blew up part of it to destroy it all. Which I don't understand that logic. Why they wouldn't just rebuild it? Why didn't you just rebuild it? So a mysterious monument meant to guide into an age of reason was destroyed after an apparent bombing.
That right there is like a perfect example of existence, it feels like.
How about just leave it there?
Yeah.
Okay, in June of 1979, a man going by the pseudonym of R.C. Christian approached the Elberton Granite Finishing Company with the task of building a monument. He said that no one was ever to know his true identity or that the group that he was representing, or the group that of the group that he was representing. He seemed to have an endless supply of money to fund the project, and by the terms of the legal contract, all plans had to be destroyed after completion and all information about him withheld from the public. So the stones were finished in 1980. They carried a tablet in the front proclaiming, "Let these be guidestones to an age of reason." Engraved in the stones are 10 guidelines meant to reestablish the planet and society, perhaps after an apocalypse. They're written in 8 different languages: English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindu, Hebrew, Arabic, Chinese, and Russian, amongst other commandments preached to maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Wow. Rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Balance personal rights with social duties. Yeah. Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature.
Wow.
Solid laws.
Yeah, do you think...
That's solid.
Yeah, it seems like a great plan. Do you think that humanity is supposed to reach like this place where we kind of get it all figured out? Or do you think it's always just this constant ebb and flow of like...
Well, I think...
step forward, step back, or 2 steps forward, step back.
We were talking about on the podcast, like what's happening in terms of like people slowly turning into genderless aliens.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's probably really what's going on. I don't think humanity ever gets together. I think humanity stops being humanity. Because I think what keeps us from getting it together, a lot of it, is if you think about the horrors of society, like violence, war, thievery, like stealing resources, all that stuff, imprisoning people, corruption, all those things are like, those are built-in primal behaviors in human beings, especially with unchecked power. And I think that as long as we're just human beings, we're going to have those things. We'll have less and less of them. We have way less now than we had during fucking King Henry VIII. Like, back during King Henry VIII, you couldn't have a podcast. He would fucking kill you. When he wanted to get rid of his wives, he just chopped their fucking heads off.
Oh.
Get a new one. Get rid of her. Off with her head.
You couldn't do that now.
That was the thing, right? Was it Henry VIII that was off with their head? Wasn't he the guy? He had like a few of them.
He would see it. Now it would be his wife would make a TikTok about it in a heartbeat, I feel like. Or her sister would.
Oh, yeah. She would like, that motherfucker. There was nothing wrong with her head. He said her head was cursed.
Henry is lying.
Yeah, nowadays are different, man. So there's like, that's like Steven Pinker's work. If you follow his work on violence and crime, people always want to think that violence and crime is more now than ever before. But the reality is, when you look at the course of human history, there's never been a more safe time to be alive than right now.
What do you think it looks like coming up? Do you think like people start to if like people continue to be so like full of fear, do people like resort back to like their tribal nature, or what kind of starts to happen?
They definitely do if the power goes out. The only thing that keeps society together is power. As soon as power goes out, you have no electricity, you have no cooling, so you can't stay in places where it's too hot, and you can't live in places where it's too cold.
Yeah.
You're in a bad spot there. So then if you're living in a place where it's too cold, you're heavily dependent upon firewood. So a big part of your day is getting firewood. You have to make sure you have enough. If you're living in Siberia, you have to have a fucking shit pile of firewood, and you never let that fire go out.
I'd get a bunch.
Ever. You need to have a bunch.
I would. I'd get there early.
You got to keep that fucking fire going, man, because if you're stuck out there and it's 70 degrees below zero, like, you'll die.
Dude, imagine you fall asleep and it fucking goes out, and then you have to wake up the other people and
a lot
tell
of these
them.
guys aren't using matches to start fires either. Because, you know, that's one of the things that survivalists will tell you is, like, you're going to run out of matches. You should learn how to start a fire without matches. So you got to learn how to start a fire with steel and flint. And I
don't know how.
It's fucking not easy, man. There's some fire starters you can get, like, they're pretty good.
Have you seen people do it, like when you go hunting and stuff? You have?
I've done it, yeah. I've started fires with these little flint sticks. So it's like a piece of steel and a piece of flint, and there's these little things called fire starters, and some people make them too. One of the ways they make them is they take cotton balls, like cotton swabs, and they soak them in Vaseline, and so then you take tinder. So you have like some people use steel wool.
Oh yeah,
they use different things that you can like. You can make it with like shavings and dry the shavings out, and then you slowly get little sparks onto those shavings, and then once you get it going, then you put some little sticks on, then you put some bigger sticks on. Now you have a fire.
Yeah.
And they say that you should know how to do that because you don't want to be on that last match going fuck.
Yeah.
Like, you have to know how to actually start a fire. The best way is with tools. I tried to start a fire when I was in the Boy Scouts with the bow. I don't know if you ever did that one. Like, there's a stick and you wrap.
Oh yeah, and you do it like that or whatever.
Back and forth. I got
like
it to
Cotton Eye Joe or whatever.
I got it to smoke. I got blackness came out of it. I never got a fire.
Damn.
I never got it to the point where I could like light something on fire there.
Yeah.
But I was also dumb. I didn't realize you got to like put little tiny pieces of wood down in there once it starts going, then blow on it. I thought a fire was going to get going.
Just fucking go, huh?
I thought that thing was going to light fire eventually. Yeah, it didn't.
Yeah.
Didn't.
What in Scotland did you see any good music? AC/DC's from Scotland.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was thinking of earlier when we were
Oh.
talking. For those, no, that's not them.
Those about to rock.
Is that them?
Fire, we shall
They're from Australia.
AC/DC is?
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
They
Why are you
keep
lying?
changing it. Well, they keep changing it.
They keep changing it. It's like Berenstein Bears. You know? It's like the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
What? What's a famous band that is from Scotland then?
Take that back. 2 of the members are from Glasgow, so
Oh.
that's not an incorrect thought, I suppose.
Jamie came at you hard there. Came at you a little hard there.
What else do they sing? AC/DC.
Long way to the top.
Yeah.
Back in black.
Hell's Bells.
Yeah, Hell's Bells. Yeah. Whole lot of Rosie.
I haven't heard that one. I don't think.
Whole lot of woman. Yeah, you have. You have. Whole lot of Rosie. You know that song.
Maybe I have heard it.
You never heard that song? Come on, son.
Say it again.
Listen, give me a little whole lot of Rosie. You got to hear this. You never heard this song? There's no way you never heard this song. This is a Bon Scott AC/DC classic, the early days.
Black and black. That's a shit
Wasn't
we
it
used to
Bon
listen.
Scott? Come on.
Those were the fucking days, dude.
It's just picking up. Give me a little more. Oh, we're in trouble already.
I mean, it's his show.
We're in trouble.
We
It's
are
your
in
show.
trouble.
It's your show.
That's true. We're in trouble, dude. Yeah, we probably won't be able to play that. But what was it called? Whole lot of
Edit that out. They will come for you. Did you see that Facebook put out new standards today for content moderation?
No, I did see that they're supposed to that Dana White was doing something with Mark Zuckerberg, and that they
He's
were
a part of his board now.
and that they were going to allow more free speech. That's what they said.
They're going to allow more free speech and allow people to not be restricted to talk about things that were hot button issues before. It's
So-
great, and they're going to remove the content moderation for a type of community notes. Facebook and Instagram get rid of fact checkers.
Meta-
The problem with fact checkers is there's been a lot of fact checkers that were just wrong, and it's
Right.
very ideologically based. Especially anything that has to do with climate change or anything that has to do with vaccines or anything that has to do with anything pharmacologically.
Yeah, it says in a video posted alongside a blog post by the company on Tuesday, Chief Executive Mark Zuckerberg said third-party moderators were too politically biased, and it was time to get back to our roots around free expression. But do you think they're real? I wonder if there's something else going on, because I find it hard to believe they're really willing to give up that bias. You know, like
It's probably not good for business to keep that bias. They're in a business, all right?
Right.
Their business is social media, and if Twitter sets a standard, which it clearly does. So Twitter is the most wild of all big platforms. You can get away with a lot of shit on Twitter.
Yeah.
That has not been the case with Facebook or Instagram.
So
and
you-
if Twitter continues to have the kind of engagement that it has because it lets people go wild, and I know there's a lot of criticisms about even Twitter's content moderation, but everybody has to admit it's certainly better than everywhere else.
Yeah.
It's like there's a dispute now about whether or not people should be demonetized, right? Whether if you're allowed to speak on the platform, if they can say you're saying things we don't like, we're going to be able to take away your ability to make money. Well, you're kind of censoring people in a way because
Totally.
you're enforcing self-censorship
Yeah.
because they're not going to say those inflammatory things anymore because then they need a Adrian Dittman account, right?
Right.
They need one of them accounts to talk some shit, blow a little steam off.
Well, I wonder
Talk a little shit about the government.
is AI. What if But how do we know that the information in AI isn't being adjusted to fit whatever they want it to say? Like that's what one thing I always thought. Like,
well, it is.
Right.
It certainly is. Like that was the problem with Google's Gemini when it first came out. You know, Google's Gemini when it first came out, they said make images of Nazi soldiers. They had multicultural Nazi soldiers. Did you see that? Oh, you have to see it. You have to see it. You're gonna freak out.
They had all types of Nazi
They had
soldiers.
black Nazi soldiers. They had a Native American Nazi.
Oh, at least everybody
They
was
had a
doing
Chinese Nazis.
it. You know, at least it wasn't
Bro, it's
just.
so dumb.
Yeah.
But it's like that's when you try to be woke and you attach it to everything. Look, oh, well, you're not representing reality. I said, show me Vikings, not Chinese midgets.
Oh, yeah,
Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Why are you showing me this?
Like-
Because it's woke is not reality. And if you do that with AI, like, look at this. Look at those images. Look at that. It looks like guys from fucking Nigeria, the lower left-hand corner. Look at the Native American lady with her braids. That's so crazy. That's That's a Nazi soldier.
She's a cutie kind of.
She is kind of cute. It's but look at that. That's nuts. All right, so if that's artificial intelligence, that's not intelligent at all. Because
Right.
you're ignoring the reality of what a Nazi looked like.
Right, but you'd only need a couple generations that it feels like to end up just brainwashing it's
100%.
like that's the thing that's super
Yeah.
scary. It's like
Yes.
instead of controlling like what people write, you control what the paper will say, right?
100%.
It's almost like controlling
He who controls the AI controls the narrative of the whole country. And it's going to be smarter than you and me. Like you and me, if we have an opposition to something, maybe we could say it in a funny way. Maybe we can like relate to people because they know the way we think. But AI is going to be way better at communicating. So it's going to be like we're going to look stupid. Like, have you ever had a debate with someone who's way smarter than you and they're making more points than you and you're stuck?
Your episode a little while ago.
It's frustrating, right? But you're trapped and you're like, fuck, I can't really articulate this as well.
Most of my life is like that.
Right. So imagine that, but with the smartest people in the world not being able to keep up, because AI is going to literally be like not just the smartest person in the world, but all of the smartest people in the world together.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's it. I just worry then whoever controls that is going to control everything.
Exactly. And these fucking eggheads that are running us towards the edge of the cliff have to do what they're doing because China's doing it and they're stealing our data for sure.
But let them have it. What are they getting?
They're replicating our research. They're making AI as well. They're way ahead in a lot of stuff, man. Way ahead. China's way ahead in drone technology. Way ahead.
But what is somebody could like? Sometimes I guess with drone they can come and I guess eavesdrop. They can
At least
see what's going on.
commercial drones. Okay, I don't know what the military has, and this was like a big subject of the Sean Ryan podcast the other day. Do you know about this?
Yeah, they had a guy on there who came through and said that. That Liversburg guy.
The guy who supposedly blew himself up in the Tesla Cybertruck in front of Trump Tower.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a guy who came on the Sean Ryan podcast and said that this dude, Matthew Livelsberger, is that how I say it? Who apparently was on a television show 12 years ago with Tim Kennedy.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Green Beret TV show where they did Green Beret shit.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So this guy wrote this manifesto. He sent this, I wouldn't say a manifesto, but a statement. And in that statement, there was no indication he was going to blow himself up in that statement, by the way. The statement was just talking about what he knew. Mm-hmm. And what was the problem was that these Chinese drones are operating on this anti-magnetic technology and that we have this technology as well.
Was that the stuff that the guy who came on here was talking about that time?
Here's what he says. What we've been seeing with drones is the operational use of gravitic propulsion systems powered by aircraft, most recently China in the East Coast, but throughout history, the U.S. only. Only we in China have this capability. Our open location for this activity in the box is below. China has been launching them from the Atlantic from submarines for years, but this activity recently has picked up. As of now, it's just a show of force, and they're using it similar to how they use the balloon for Signet and ISR, which are also part of the integrated comm system. There are dozens of these balloons in the air at any given time. So what is, because of the speed and stealth of these unmanned AC, they are the most dangerous threat to national security that has ever existed. They basically have an unlimited payload capacity and can park it over the White House if they wanted. It's checkmate.
Wow.
The U.S. government needs to give the history of this, how they're employing it and weaponizing it, how China is employing them, and what the way forward is. China is poised to attack anywhere in the East Coast.
Do you think that this is just this seems to me also like a fear tactic?
It could be. It could be.
Because it feels
when
big
someone
like that.
releases a letter like that and then blows themselves up where they don't have a chance to talk about and shot himself in the head with a fucking Desert Eagle. You ever seen a Desert Eagle? It's a giant overkill of a gun. It's like a 50 caliber pistol. What is a Desert Eagle 50 caliber?
I don't know. I mean, they found the Desert Eagle. I don't know if they officially said that's what was used.
Oh, but didn't they say that he shot himself in the head?
They said there was a gunshot wound to the head of the victim in the car.
And it's the worst, too, because...
Yeah, they didn't even claim it was him yet.
Right.
Also.
Wow.
They haven't
Really?
even... No, because the DNA is so destroyed. I mean, he's cooked. So they have to, sample DNA and then run it through a lab and then figure out if it's him.
Fuck.
They believe it's him, though.
Right. It's so crazy how when something happens now, it's like... we get the news so fast, right? And we get video footage of it fast. Like we get a lot of things fast that you start getting so many ideas of what's happened and so many like angles and lanes. And you've had 2 podcasts come out from different people before you even get anything from like the authorities, right?
Right.
But then you feel like you can't even trust the authorities anyway. It's so wild how we just are having to piece. Everyone is kind of piecing together for themselves what has happened every time.
That's crazy.
So that shows what
Jesus.
it actually looks like when a 50 caliber shoots a skull that's wrapped up in that ballistic
Show
gel.
one more time. Can we show this? you
Yeah,
think?
watch this. Boom! It just gets destroyed. It's a enormous round. I mean, it's massive overkill to shoot yourself in the head with one of those. But the question is, why would you use a Cybertruck? Because one of the things about a Cybertruck is if you're trying to do damage, a Cybertruck is way more robust than most trucks. I mean, you can't even, they're bulletproof.
Yeah.
I should try to shoot an arrow through one of them out here.
Yeah. Which is the worst thing ever to say about a vehicle. I have a Cybertruck, and because then everybody's like, "Oh, is it fucking bulletproof, bitch?" You know?
They want to shoot at your truck.
Everybody's like,
Of
"Yeah,
course.
look at this metal queer." People would yell at me and shit. Like, you're like, "What is going on?" Like,
That's so weird.
just crazy. I mean, but people want to challenge it.
Yeah, they don't like it. There's a lot of people that either love those things, I'm on that side, or hate them. That's my whole family. They fucking, ew, they think they look gross.
I feel a little embarrassed when I get out of it sometimes, or when I have to get back in it.
It's a statement.
I got it like 5 years ago. I wanted it so bad, and you could put it on $100 and say you had one, kind of, you know. Like
I got one on order.
Yeah, I got one on order. Right, everybody had one. But the thing that you always feel like you're working for Lowe's, but you're never dropping off whatever you're supposed to drop off too.
You feel like you're in a pickup truck?
Yeah, I feel like I'm always like I've got
a pickup truck actually.
That's a good point. I feel like I've always got a washer dryer, but don't know how to. It has a feeling to it like I work for Home Depot,
Like
and
you're
I'm delivering a Whirlpool.
stuff?
Yeah, like
Something heavy.
Yeah.
What's so heavy?
I always how was that feeling? That feeling, a refrigerator. It feels like.
Bro, if you get in an accident with that thing, you're gonna do some damage.
Dude, I'll tell you what you don't want to do is get stuck in rural Mississippi having to charge that bitch.
Did you?
Yeah.
No.
During the holidays.
Oh no. What'd you do?
Dude, well, first of all, I pull up and
This must circle you at coyotes.
Dude, it was crazy. People were coming by looking at it,
Revving their engines from a distance. Brum, brum.
Yeah.
Challenging your technology.
People were like, women were like, who were like barren, were like rubbing their pussies against it and stuff. Like,
Really?
it had, like, I remember people were like thinking it had magical powers. Some brother came right up, right? I had the window cracked. He ordered 2 Black and Milds from me. Like, I was like, I was like, I'm just charging. Like, let me get 2 Black and Mild, you know? Like, I was in like, you can't even imagine where I was. Town, probably 600 people.
How did they have a charger?
This one place had a charger. It was like an IGA.
How long did it take you to charge that whole Cybertruck?
It took me 2 hours to just get enough to get out of there. Basically,
How many miles did you get with 2 hours worth of charging?
I would bet I got 40 miles.
That's it?
Yeah, it was a tough. I mean, it took me half the day to get back to my mom's in Baton Rouge.
Wow. See, that's the problem with long distance unless you go to a place that has like cities where they have the superchargers.
Yeah. Well, then when I drove back to Nashville, I hit like ones that had 300, 250 kilowatt hours. One has 400 kilowatt hours. There's a Mercedes dealership.
Wow. So how quick would that charge you up?
That thing will charge you up, I bet, in about 45 minutes.
It's still
All the way to 320 miles.
That's still a long fucking time.
Dude,
You're
I plugged it
sitting
in at my buddy's house. It gave me 2 miles an hour. So I woke up 6 hours later and had 12 miles.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, so that was just like a
Regular.
lamp. Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah,
It was
takes
enough
a lot of electricity.
power to read by. Basically,
Do you really save money though? Have you ever looked at that? Like, it's like
I
how
was
much
thinking
he's
about that.
paying on gas versus how much does it cost for electricity?
I don't think you really save any money, and especially if you have to charge on one of those trips, then it costs it's pretty expensive to charge up. Like, it's not more than gas, but it's probably half the price, dude. And then this was the worst thing. So in Louisiana, they put a couple chargers back behind this church's chicken, right?
You're like,
I gotta tell you about this shit, dude.
you get some hand movements in here.
Well, look, bro.
Dude, it's like as soon as you start doing this, like I know you got a point.
This was my holidays, dude. It was tragic. So I get off. They got a Church's Chicken, right? So to drive, the Chargers are behind a Church's Chicken for some reason, but there's no lane to just drive back to the Chargers. You have to get in the to-go lane of the Church's Chickens. You have to go in. So there's a big line at the Church's Chicken, right? So I get in line. I have to wait in line to go to the lady at the order thing. You know, she's like, take your order. At the to-go order, and I'm like, I'm just going to the Charger. So then I go back there, and now I have to like meander back and forth to get my car to park, and there's hardly any room. Now I'm just facing the people who are waiting in line to pick up their chicken. And there's two types of people in the world. There's like people that wait in line at a Church's Chicken in a drive-thru to get food, and people who have a electric vehicle, right? They're two different people.
Very.
Oh, so all these people are like, look, and then I had to leave, right? So I sit there and charge. I had to leave. Some lady is like, wouldn't let me back in line because she didn't want me getting her chicken, right? She's like, you ain't get my chicken. And I'm like, I don't want your chicken, right?
I'm just trying to get out of here.
But there was no way to go around the line. Like you had to get in the line to leave.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
So
you had to order chicken in order to use their electricity.
No, but I had to promise a lady I was not going to get her chicken, dude. I'll give you $11 not to ever fucking even get any chicken from this place.
11? That's not enough.
Or 27 or whatever. It just made me mad, dude. But anyway, how
fast was that charger?
That charger was pretty quick. It's 250 kilowatts an hour. I'd say about an hour and 15 minutes you could charge her.
And you were ready to go in an hour and 15 minutes?
I got out of there early. I cut out early. But it was just a lot, man.
I love driving a Tesla around town because I know I'll be able to park it at home or park it here and charge it. But if I had to go on a road trip, I would be very nervous.
Yeah, I would say no, do not do it. That's what I would say.
Also, it's like whatever the range is, like let's say the range is 360 miles, not the way I drive.
Yeah, you're not getting that. You're getting 220, 210.
When you accelerate on the highway, you're like, wee.
Oh, I pulled into a Charger with 4 or 5 miles left. Ooh. Right into that bitch.
Then that's like a pedestrian.
I don't give a fuck, son.
You're so close to being a pedestrian. You're like minutes on a watch. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Away from being a pedestrian. I'm like from walking until you run out of water. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. You're 4 minutes away. Fuck that, dude.
But that was about to rock. Fire.
See this? You can call a tow truck. They can come with a tank of gas. Like that.
But that one,
they show up, you tip the guy, hey, thank you, brother, appreciate it. Where's the nearest gas station? He hooks you up, you pay for the gas, you pay for his service, you give him a tip, you drive to the gas station. Bro, that's a 15-minute ordeal. Yeah. You're good to go. Filled up, you got fucking beef jerky, you get a Diet Mountain Dew.
Hell
you're
yeah,
on the
dude.
road. You got a bag of peanuts you're not going to eat. You're on the road, son.
Yeah, you got a fucking, you're riding in your truck again. You're ready to fart and huff it.
Again, we're talking about farting in the earlier episode. Guys, I wonder if there's been a study on the drop in IQ from huffing your own farts driving trucks.
It can't be good for you. Or animals would do it. You know what I'm saying? Or you would see, I guess caved animals probably do it.
It can't be good for you. It just can't be.
No, because it's your body trying to say no way, and then your nose is like, yeah.
You know what's really bad for you? Scented candles.
Really?
Yeah. I was reading about this. They're trying to figure out why there's been an uptick in lung cancer from people that don't smoke. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to figure out what it is. And they think there's a combination of factors. Burning toxins, some cooking oils when burned create like problems and people inhaling, like especially for prolonged periods of time, but also candles. Like candles are not good for you. Those scented candles, you're getting a bunch of funky chemicals. So if you have a 1-bedroom apartment, right? You got a little bedroom and you got like 10 candles in there because you like it looking sexy. You know, you like to listen to fucking moody music. Yeah. You know,
you like to lay on your back and jerk off with your legs in the air like that.
Yeah.
Like some weirdo.
Yeah. Listen to PJ O'Rourke.
Listen to Joel Osteen.
Under the bridge. Yeah, I want to get moody.
Dude, that has to be the craziest way to jerk off is laying on your back, legs in the air, right?
Legs in the air, yeah. Asshole to God.
Oh, that's crazy. Hold on. And one of my buddies like, yeah, sometimes I put a pillow under my butt. I'm like, what is that
I don't
for?
even feel comfortable stretching like that when I'm alone. You know, I stretch like that when I'm alone. I lie on my back and I get both my ankles and I pull them down like this to work on my kicking flexibility.
Oh, damn, brother.
I don't even feel comfortable doing that, but I'm by myself. Just me by myself.
Yeah,
Stretching
that's a
out
lot.
my legs like this, like wee.
That's hitchhiking for the devil right there,
That's
brother.
what I'm saying. I'm giving off a message to the demons in the world.
This episode is sponsored by Prize Picks. Do you love firing on sports? Prize Picks is the best daily fantasy sports app for you. It's the one I like. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. You can fire on all your favorite sports like the NBA, NFL, UFC, and many more. Instead of choosing teams, you choose individual players. Each player has a set projection, and you either choose more or less than that set projection. For example, you could choose Anthony Edwards and more than 16 points, or you could choose Bronny James and less than 2 rebounds. If you are smart with sports and you know what players are going to perform on what nights, then Prize Picks is the best app for you. If you can gamble safely, first-time users download the Prize Picks app. Use code Theo, and Prize Picks will instantly give you $50 on your first lineup of $5 or more. No strings attached. Put in $5 and instantly get a free $50. Prize Picks. This episode is sponsored by Prize Picks. If you love Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, then I've got the right thing for you. Introducing MoonPay, your express lane into the wild world of cryptocurrency. Bitcoin's been on a tear, and if you're thinking about diving into that digital treasure chest, MoonPay's got your back. MoonPay isn't just another player. They've got the experience to make buying crypto as smooth as a freshly paved road. I've had my ups and downs with crypto. Once got so hooked, I was checking prices more than my own pulse. That's true. Every few minutes, you're just rattling, looking at the charts. I sold it all a few times, but like a boomerang, I'm back. Thanks to MoonPay, track your favorite cryptos with MoonPay's custom watch list, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, or something more exotic. You might be wondering, is MoonPay safe? Well, their security is like Fort Knox, and their support team, well, they're like your personal crypto bodyguards, available all day, every day. So if you're looking to get into crypto, there's no better place than MoonPay. Head over to moonpay.com/THEO to sign up. That's moonpay.com/Theo, or search MoonPay in the App Store. This isn't financial advice. Trading crypto carries risks, and you could lose your investment. MoonPay is here to facilitate, not advise. You know, I'm still kind of recovering from the holidays, to be honest with you. I'm a slow recoverer. I didn't want the year to start. I just wasn't ready. You know, and before you turn around, people are celebrating the ball drop, and there's gas in the New Year tank, and vroom, you're off. You know, and I have to ask myself, what does the future hold for business? Can someone invent a crystal ball? Until then, over 41,000 businesses have future-proofed their business with NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud ERP, bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR into one platform. With real-time insights and forecasting, you're able to peer into the future and seize new opportunities. Download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning for free at netsuite.com/THEO. That's NETSUITE.com/Theo. netsuite.com/Theo.
Do you think demons are real?
Oh, yeah, I believe that I believe that there's good and evil.
Yeah, I do too.
And some of it, I believe, might be our own individual wars, you know? And I believe that there could be a group war. I'm amazed that at a group level, we don't start to say, hey, this stuff is evil, and let's not do it, right? But I think that's where, like, temptation and all that comes in. And, Yeah, I think it's pretty fascinating. Sometimes I'll wake up with and look at my life as like, wow, this is a war I'm in. And I am the guy who's leading my vessel or whatever, or
There is.
doing my best, doing my best.
That is kind of what it is. There's a lot of that, right? You're in a war of choices. You're in a war of decisions, and you're a war of good behavior and detrimental and destructive behavior. And especially guys like you that have gone through periods of addiction. That's always a war of temptation in your mind. There's always going to be that there. There's always going to be smelling salts.
Oh, I'll hit it.
There's always going to be smelling salts bring you. This is the dark road. Everybody wants to talk about gateway drugs. Oh, don't you bring out a new one, you son of a bitch. This one's strong enough, Jamie. Let's check.
Is that
Let's make
strawberry?
Sure this one's strong. No.
I'm trying to find flavored ones.
The thing is, they're so scary when they bring the new ones out. Like, I'm scared of the new ones. Oh, this one's so strong.
It is.
Oh my God, this is
Bro,
so strong.
I can already feel a little of that.
God.
Let me ride.
You know what the difference is, Jamie?
Let me ride that little bit.
You know what the difference is? This one, I kept this on it.
Oh.
I didn't even realize I was doing it, but I kept that on it, and then it was sealed.
I'll lay on my back in 69. This thing, brother. It's already going to be strong, Joe. Quiet.
strong is that?
Don't look at me when I do it.
Hit it.
I didn't get enough.
You didn't get enough.
Nope. Hold
Really?
on.
You didn't inhale. You got scared. You missed.
You're right.
Oh my God! Oh my God! No! You don't do that. You don't do that. What you just did scared everyone.
Take a break. I'm sweating
I'm sweating too.
because of that.
Sorry.
How are you? Are you okay? Bro, you just changed timelines. Because of you, Justin Trudeau resigned. Because of that.
Give me another hit.
Before you did that, it was a different timeline. Trump didn't win. Trudeau didn't resign. Mark Zuckerberg didn't start doing jiu-jitsu. That's part of what happened, by the way. I'll tell you for a fact. Mark Zuckerberg started doing jiu-jitsu, and nothing turns you into a libertarian like jiu-jitsu.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nothing turns you into a person who, really values hard work and discipline and struggle like jiu-jitsu.
Huh.
Because exposure of character on a level that there's nothing else is like it.
Wow. I hadn't thought about that much.
Yeah, because you expose character in a way that it's almost impossible, even with other martial arts. Because with other martial arts, you can only spar so much, man. Believe me, because I spar too much. You spar a lot, you get hurt. And you get hurt, eventually you get dinged up to the point where your brain is just not firing so well anymore. Mm-hmm. I was reading this horrible story where they're talking about Parkinson's, and Muhammad Ali's daughter was talking about how she remembers when she was young, when he fought Leon Spinks the second time, she could tell afterwards that he talked different.
Oh.
You know?
It's got to be tough for a kid, huh?
Oh, my God.
And you
Can
probably
imagine?
pretend that he doesn't because you don't want to hurt his feelings or whatever.
Well, you must be so scared if you're a kid and your father is a fighter. That has to be so terrifying.
Yeah.
Especially watching I've seen people that bring their kids to a fight and then they get flatlined. And you see the terror in the kid's eyes where their father is fucking laid out unconscious, bleeding from his mouth, and a doctor's holding his head up and his feet are twitching.
Yeah, and sometimes the kid doesn't even know if the dad won or not. He's still cheering, and you're like, doesn't even make any sense. Dude, this kid is crazy.
Well, that kid might have other problems. That kid might be already sparring already.
Yeah.
They might have that kid sparring young. There's an argument for sparring young because you can't hurt each other.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I'll see, reels on the internet of on social media of kids that are young sparring. It's really funny. Sometimes they don't know what to do.
Well, as long as they learn control. They got to learn control. But if they learn control when they're young, and they learn not to hit each other hard, but just to do it fast, man, they can get so good because they don't hurt each other the way adults hurt each other.
Yeah.
Once you get to be 170 pounds, man, you can generate a lot of force. And so if you're sparring hard with another guy that's 170 pounds, you're blasting each other in the face and the legs and the body. It's oh, God, you do so much damage.
Yeah.
So much damage. But little kids don't do that kind of damage. They just slap each other a little, pat, pat, pat. They just tap each other. It's a good way to learn.
Oh, if I could go back and be a kid?
Is that what you do?
I mean, I would because if you could go back in time being a kid, think of all the stuff you would do.
Well, let me tell you this. If you were 90 years old right now,
Yeah.
God, if I go back in time when I was 44 and limber.
It's true, huh?
That's what you would do. Like, back in time, Theo Vaughn from 2025. Oh my God, I should have taken jiu-jitsu back then. I could have been a badass in 10 years. If you took jiu-jitsu right now, by 54, you could be a black belt.
You think I could?
100%. Yeah, you're an addict. All you have to do is get addicted to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
That's what happens to a lot of addicts. They get addicted to running, become marathon runners. Like my friend John Joseph, he became an Ironman guy, just started doing Ironman.
What about Goggins? Did he ever suffer with addiction? I don't know if he did or
Food
not.
addiction.
Oh
to
yeah,
food.
that's right, huh?
Yeah, I think we all have that.
I get sugar sometimes.
Sugar's a good one.
God, I just want something.
Look at that Gatorade. Is that a sugar-free Gatorade or a regular?
I told him to get it's sugar free.
Zero.
I
Gatorade's
asked him to
good.
get sugar free.
Zero's
Yeah.
good.
You want a little bit of it?
No.
Yeah.
You know what I want to hit? Like, you want to taste this whiskey?
Dude, you want a gram of this shit? Dude, I would get so, I just been getting so dehydrated. First of all, why is dehydration more of a thing now? Dude, when I was growing up, nobody was like,
We were
"Are
talking
you
about that in the other
dehydrated?"
podcast, and we just, that's why this is important. If you're going to listen, you got to listen to both podcasts. And listen to that one first, because we started talking about dehydration, but then I think you started talking about zebras or something.
I did?
Yeah, you went off in a different
You went off in a different direction, dude.
You started talking about bombs and
You haven't
aliens.
You haven't met you, dude. I got to introduce you to you. You're gonna be intrigued.
I'd be fascinated.
But no, I think. What was I saying?
Hydration is important, though.
But
That's
why
why
is it-
electrolytes.
why-
Electrolytes are important.
Why is it a big thing now? Like, you remember saying years ago, nobody was like 10 years ago. Nobody was like, people were like, yeah, stay hydrated, but nobody was like, There wasn't this big crazy thing about
Well,
it.
there was once they figured out Gatorade. So do you know what the original Gatorade ingredients were? It was like citrus juice, like lemon juice, salt, sugar, and water, I believe. Pull that up. So this was a criticism that someone was bringing up on one of them Instagram reels. And they were talking about the original Gatorade versus the Gatorade that they have now with all these crazy dyes and the color blue and all the weird shit. Like, Gatorade didn't used to be like that. Gatorade was just like a hydration drink that was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, hydration drinks are legit. Electrolytes, that's a legit thing. You know, you really do need sodium, you need magnesium, you need electrolytes.
Trace minerals.
Yeah, all that stuff's fucking really good for you. And when you sweat a lot, it helps to replenish it in your body.
Do you think? Do you believe in that hydrogen water stuff where it's
Yeah.
like you charge water?
Yeah, it's legit.
It is.
Yeah.
I thought
You got to
about
drink
maybe
it like
getting one
right after
this
you make
year.
it. The original Gatorade invented in 1965 by is that University of Florida?
Yeah.
Robert Cade, consisted of glucose, sodium, potassium, and water. That's it. So sodium, potassium, water, and some sugar. The same formula we use for oral rehydration in cholera. It worked, but it tasted like tiger piss. Then Pepsi bought Gatorade, and Michael Jordan sweetened it with high fructose corn syrup, and voila! Michael
That's it.
Jordan brought us into the high fructose corn syrup maze.
It was it. Yeah, I remember he was the best ever.
Who's done better with sneakers than that guy?
Nobody. Jordans. It became his name. But also,
It became a thing. Like, it's a part of a brand that's a huge brand, and it's bigger than the brand.
Yeah.
Jordans are bigger than Nikes. Like, if you have Nikes on, that's one thing. If you have Jordans on, like, oh, he's got Jordans on.
that's wild, huh?
Theo Vaughn's wearing Jordans. Look at that. Yeah.
I've never been a big shoe guy, really. I got these Jelly Roll shoes on. He gave me.
Oh, those are tight.
These are like Hey Dudes, they're called.
Oh, yeah, I got a pair of those.
But they're men. They're really men's slippers, and it's something
they're
about
slippers.
it.
You're
Yeah,
wearing slippers.
it's like let me
What
go
are
on
you
the
going to do if you have to fight?
not put these on and go out on the porch.
The porch. I can see Theo scrapping on the porch. By the way, I've seen more fist fights online over the last 3 years than I have in my entire life.
Yeah,
My entire life of actually seeing street fights, my entire life of being out in comedy clubs and nightclubs and bars and seeing street fights, I've seen more in the last 3 years than all that combined.
do you feel like we get an unrealistic view of reality because of all the stuff that we see online?
You do.
Yeah.
But if you don't go and see an actual bar fight, you don't know reality. Like, I remember I was 21 years old. I was in Boston. And I went to this bar, and I saw this dude break a Heineken bottle on this dude's face. I don't remember what they were arguing about. The dude did it so quickly, out of nowhere. His first move was break a Heineken bottle on this guy's face and just cut this guy's face wide open. Blood was pouring down his face. I was like, that is crazy. and I was as close to that guy as I am to Jamie. It was right there at the bar. I watched it all go down. I was like, and it put in my head, like, don't ever talk shit to somebody at a bar.
Yeah.
Like, de-escalate always.
Too many weapons around.
Because, there's people out there that will just break a fucking bottle over your face. Especially if you threaten them. I don't know what that guy said. I don't know what happened. Yeah. I just saw the act of the guy breaking. I heard loud arguing and then smash.
And did the guy make a sound when he hit him or anything like that?
I don't remember. I just remember blood. The blood was instant. It just gushed down his face.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy got ruined for life. He has a giant scar on his face for the rest of his life, for sure. There's no way he doesn't. It was just whoosh, his whole face. Blood.
Did you...
don't fuck with people, man.
Oh, yeah, I'm not fucking with anybody.
I know you don't, but
I don't.
For everybody else listening, don't fuck with people.
Yeah, especially if you're at a bar too. Shit is wet. I don't like to be in places where people are real drunk because shit can get too weird. It makes me nervous, I think.
100%. People do stupid fucking things when they're drunk.
Yeah.
That could ruin the whole rest of their life. Just being hammered.
Imagine how many people have just sobered up and been like, you're lying. That happened. And they don't even have any memory of it.
I was watching this video that I just saw on Instagram the other day of this guy who was a former Muay Thai fighter in Mexico. Mm-hmm. And he got in a fight with these dudes and just started KOing dudes left and right. He KOs like 4 or 5 dudes, and one of them died. Because this is one of the things that I tell people all the time absolutely happens in street fights. You knock a person out, they fall down, they bounce their head off the concrete, and they fucking die. And it happens all the time. It happens all the time. And so in 25% of the people this guy knocked out, one of them died. So 25% of them died. 1 out of 4, he KOs all 4 of them. One dude never wakes up, and now he's charged with murder. Have you seen the video? It's pretty impressive.
No, and the guy's just defending himself?
Yeah, these guys are coming after him, and he just starts flatlining them.
Damn.
Blap. He's got a good right hand.
Did you see any UFC fight or any fighting when you were in Scotland? What did you do for fun when you were there?
No, there was no UFC fights. Have you seen that video, Jamie? I can send it to you if you want.
Who's a Scottish fighter? Paul Craig, is he Scottish?
Yeah, he's Scottish. He's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's got one of the greatest triangles in the history of the sport. That guy's triangle's off the charts. I know I sent it to Tommy. Me and Tom Segura sent each other everything fucked up, including that nuclear explosion, which I also saw that lady get body slammed. Did you see that one, Jamie? You didn't see that lady get body slammed?
I don't know what specific time you're talking about. I've seen a video of that before.
Some lady punches this guy in the face, and the guy body slams her.
Was it that? It wasn't that Pentecostal deal, was it?
No, this one is. I think it's in Toledo, Ohio, and they're out in the middle of the street, and this lady is yelling at this dude's girlfriend. So I just sent it to you, Jamie. Bam! Oh Jesus, that's another one.
Ooh.
Oh, he picked that woman up and slammed her like that?
Wow. That seems, first of all, weight class. That's a catch weight,
Oh,
huh?
that's so awful. That's so awful. Oh, my God. Damn it. Jesus Christ. Fuck. That's not the one I'm talking about. The one I'm talking about is, I just sent it to you, Jamie.
You got to be careful, man.
This one, the lady punches the guy in the face, though. The guy's trying to de-escalate. He tries to walk away. And the lady says, get the fuck out of my face. And then she punches him in the face. And then the dude picks her up and just slams her.
Oh, my God.
And her boyfriend was in the car the whole time. She's calling out to the boyfriend in the car. And the dude does not get out of the car. He's like, nope. She's like, you go ahead and fuck. Look at this. Give me some volume. And go full screen. Watch this.
Get out of the fucking car! You're right around my fucking ass! Get out of the fucking car there, bitch! Get out! Get out! I didn't touch your fucking car, you dumb bitch! You were on my gun! Come and touch me, because my man's right fucking there! Come and put your fucking hand on me! I ain't driving crazy! Your bitch was on my goddamn ass! I went to fucking other lane! Get out of my face!
See you later.
Bitch! Fuck ass!
Oh. That's why you got to go to a meeting, dude. I go to a meeting before I do this shit.
Okay. Just for the record.
That's a Mazda, I think, huh?
No, it looks like a Cadillac. Like a shitty old Cadillac. For the record, that lady could die.
Yeah.
Like, you could die from that. Like, if her head banged off the concrete, I'm not sure if it did. But if it did, with the weight of all of his body and her body, like, that shit is very dangerous.
Oh, look how much we heard it from here.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit fucking...
He was charged with assault and battery. by means of dangerous weapon causing serious bodily injury, vandalizing property, and unlicensed operation of a motor vehicle. The man involved was arrested, but he wasn't driving.
Yeah, that blows me up, man.
I'm not. This is just what someone posted below. That could be.
It might not be true. The woman suffered injuries, but was released from the hospital.
Oh.
The thing is like she assaulted him first.
Right. Oh, yeah. It seemed like they would get that figured out.
But doing that, he did bang her head for sure. Her head
Oh. Yeah, you think, look at that.
That's super dangerous. Super fucking dangerous. Like,
Yeah,
that's
man.
even more dangerous than knocking somebody out.
I mean, that's horrible. That's the kind
You
of
could
stuff.
100% kill somebody doing that. 100%.
Well, people want to do dangerous stuff. Did you see there's a woman that just died trying to pet an elephant, I think in Thailand?
Well, we
Jamie,
watched
if you don't mind.
a guy get trampled by an elephant recently.
You did?
Oh, it was awful. This elephant
Yeah, it
got
seems
tired
like
of this
it.
guy ordering it around and just folded this dude up and just squashed him. And you see him trying to get away and it just squashes his head. You're like, yo.
Spanish woman killed by elephant in Thailand while bathing animal.
Oh, by the way, I did that.
You did it?
I didn't get in to bathe them, but my family did. We, in Thailand, rode the elephants. And I was like, I don't think this is cool. They thought, oh, this is so beautiful. This is what happens. You go to this elephant reserve. Like, it's like they rescue these elephants. By the way, the elephants are completely free range. So they're wandering through the jungle. So while you're there, you hear trees branches snapping, and you see elephants just making their way through the jungle to this group. And then they feed them sugarcane. So you feed these elephants sugarcane. So you give them a bunch of sugarcane, and then you clean them. So you wash the elephant and you say nice things to it.
Yeah.
And you develop this little relationship with the elephant.
Oh,
and then
beautiful.
you ride the elephant through the jungle. The elephant takes you. And then at the end of it, you bathe the elephant.
Right.
You get the elephant
Like
in the water
teamwork
and
or
you
whatever.
wash them. You're basically being nice to them. They're being nice to you.
Mm-hmm.
They're letting you ride them. You give them free food and you give them a little massage. But I made a video about it, I think.
When does it go
I
askew?
definitely did. I was like, I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
I was like, it's cool because like I was hanging out with this elephant in the video. Like, they're really sweet creatures. They're so gentle, but they're so big, and they're deciding not to kill you,
Right.
You know, and you're riding them, which is like, why do you have to ride them? Like,
Why do we have that infatuation with people that want to take pictures of, like, you know, let me pet this newborn cheetah, right? Let me bottle feed this fucking senior citizen tiger. You know what I'm saying? There's always like, let me bathe this elephant. You know,
the tigers are all drugged up too. That was another thing we did in Thailand.
You got to be careful, dude.
The tigers are drugged up, man. Yeah, super drugged up. So this is what it is. It's like you go to these tiger sanctuaries. What? You can. You certainly can on tigers in Thailand.
Oh, Thailand.
So you go to this place and they have little kittens. So the kittens, the tiger cubs, they're different. They're super active. Like, they're biting things and playing with each other.
And you can touch them?
And you can touch them.
Okay.
But then when they get slightly older, you can be in the cage with them, but there has to be a dude with a stick. The dude with a stick is standing between you and this small tiger.
Fuck no. Whose team is he on?
Oh, it's so crazy. It's so crazy.
And he's on your team?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is a small tiger. This tiger is like 40 pounds. And then when they get bigger, then they have to drug them. So then when you get into the adult tiger, they're like this. Like, so obvious. And people are taking pictures, like sitting next to the tiger. Tiger's literally like this, like, he has no idea what's going on. They keep them all heroined out of their mind. The tigers don't move. And you realize they're drugged up and you get real sad.
Yeah.
And you just have to get
RFK is
out of
going to
there.
end that shit. I'll say that, dude. We're going to have real active tigers fucking attacking
You want
people.
a photo with the tiger? You got to risk your life.
But that's the thing. It's like, why do we have that infatuation, though, of like, I want to take this with this cobra around my neck. I want to take this, you know.
It's a good question.
You can't, like, get these things where you want to pet a tiger. You want to, you know, brush a lion's teeth. You want to tickle a cyst out in Akron or something without getting, you know. And sometimes people, you're going to get attacked. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
But what is that inside of us that makes us want to do that?
Because it's scary. It's scary to pet a crocodile. So when a guy can like put his hand on the crocodile's face, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Do you ever see that one where the dude is like, the crocodile grabs hold of his arm and goes into a gator roll in front of the crowd? Oh, it's horrible. Rips his arm off in front of the whole crowd.
I haven't seen that. What else was I going to ask you about?
What do you think the drones are, Theo?
I thought there's just a bunch of fucking. I think it's what does a psyop mean? I always hear that.
Psychological operation.
Okay. I think it's a psyop by somebody. I think it's not.
You know?
Yeah, it's a couple drones over New Jersey, whatever.
Right.
I don't fucking know.
I don't fucking
It could be Jimmy John's is going to have a new delivery thing they're going to try next year. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon's going to do a new. I wouldn't be shocked at all. It could have been one of those. You know, they have those New Year's Eve displays, like fireworks displays now are drones instead of fireworks. Mm-hmm. So they'll have like 1,000 drones, and they just make a bunch of shit, and it's different, right?
I saw that at the Post Malone concert.
It could have been 11 drones escaped from a drones enslavement camp where they're forced to do these shows, and it's going to be a Pixar movie in 2 years. You know what I'm
So
saying?
you're not concerned at all?
I'm not concerned, dude. Look, if they're going to come get me, come get me.
Come get me. Look at you.
What are they doing? Who are they?
Who are they? These fucks.
Yeah, they're going to come get me.
Come get me, bitch.
Yeah, if they want to get me, they know where I am.
Yeah.
They
Leave
know
me
where.
alone.
Huh?
Yeah, otherwise leave me alone. Don't make me look at you flying around the sky like
Your
an asshole.
what are you doing up there? Come down here and fuck if you want to party.
Whoa.
Or come down here and fucking party. Come down here and have a drink. Come down here and do something. You're a drone in the distance fucking looking at shit.
Do you think we'll ever get to a point where aliens are so comfortable with us they can just come hang out?
Dude, I think Earth to aliens is a dump, dude. I think Earth to alien... Because aliens go on vacation every year, right? They're just like us, right? And they take their kids on a trip or whatever. And the kids who are so poor, right? And look, we were poor. My mom would take us to the beach when it was freezing cold and fucking wouldn't tell us, you know, fucking whatever, dude. It was like, it seems cold. It's like, whatever. So, well. And, but the aliens that don't care about their kids, whatever, they bring them here to fucking they're like, oh, and the kid's like, we have to go to fucking Earth, dude. Our life sucks, you know? Like the cool alien kids go to all more neater shit, you know?
Right.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the kind of thing I'm saying, man. Did you know Scotland actually has some of the most UFO sightings in the whole world?
Well, they had one of the best UFO sightings. They took photographs of it. It was in that movie,
Bridge
The
Bonnie or
Program.
whatever. What's it called? Bridgebury?
Yeah,
it.
something like that. James Fox's documentary, The Program. He was just here promoting it, and they showed the photo, and it's a photo from the 1990s that they got of this thing. There was 3 photos. Bonnie Bridge. That's
There you
it.
go. Most UFO sightings on the planet.
Whoa, 300 per year. But
I think
also, let me tell you something. Those folks like to drink. I mean, they drank.
Oh, yeah.
Have a wee drab. Have a wee drab. If someone says have a wee drab, that means it's time to get fucked up. This dude poured me a shot of Irish whiskey that was like that thick. I was like, oh, we're going to go.
They're getting
We're getting ready to go.
Oh, you're Rogan. Did they call you
Have
that?
a wee drab. They're the
Joseph.
nicest people. They're the nicest people.
And I think they don't have a lot of gays over there either. They have a lot of blue-eyed people over there. You know that?
You don't think they have a lot of gays?
I don't
What do
know.
you think they do with them?
I mean, they have them. I bet they don't say that they're. I bet they're secretive.
Nah, I don't think
You don't
so.
think?
I think they're pretty open-minded. In fact, I think they have a pretty woke government. I think they have a very woke government.
They wear a lot of kilts. That's for sure, dude.
There you go. It's close to gay.
I
Wearing
mean,
a dress.
It's not, but it's like, what if a kilt says "free awning" on it?
What if it's a rainbow kilt? Do they sell rainbow kilts? They probably do.
It's always raining. What if it just says "free awning" on it? You're like, oh, that seems like a trap, bro.
Come dry your head off down here.
But if it says "kids awning," you got to be. That's fucking.
Oh, yeah, free toys under the screen.
Pretty cool, dude. Hey, the top's empty.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying, dude, the Scottish, we need more of them, dude, and I believe that in the future we'll get more of them,
Do
man.
you think they're going to breed a lot, or do you think we're going to like import people?
They've had some explosions of population, I know, over the past like 50 years. I think
Oh, really?
yeah, I think so.
It's like 1 million people over there. There's nobody over there.
Yeah, but they're getting more.
I think the whole country is like 6 million people.
Most redheads, most blue-eyed
redheads?
people. Yep. Most redheads per cap. As of 2022, the population of Scotland was 5.4 million.
Yeah, largest population ever recorded by Scotland census. Population grew by 2.7% since the 2011 census, which was slower rate of growth than the 4.6 increase between 2001 and 2011.
They're smashing. They've been listening to Ed Sheeran, brother. That's what's happening.
Get the candles lit.
Yeah, they're coming back.
They're
dude.
getting lung cancer. It's like, fuck it. Fuck it. I want to keep an atmosphere going.
They're making a comeback.
I think everyone has subscriptions that they've forgotten about. I recently had a umbrella subscription, just sending me every 7 weeks, getting another umbrella in the mail, just stacking them up, and I didn't need it. I forgot I had it. Well, Rocket Money can help if you have unwanted subscriptions. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. That's what they do. With Rocket Money's dashboard, you can get a clear view of your expenses across all your accounts. Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. They automatically scan your bills to find opportunities to save, and then you can ask them to negotiate for you. They'll deal with customer service so you don't have to. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/THEO today. That's rocketmoney.com/Theo. rocketmoney.com/Theo. So it's a new year in 2025, and one of the things about a new year is that it brings some new energy. It does. It's whether we look at it or not as important. It's a refresher, right? It's something. Okay, let's start again, and that's why I think if you're considering starting a new business, that now is the time. Now is the time to answer that question: how am I going to build something for myself? Well, Shopify is how you're going to make it happen, and let me tell you how. The best time to start your new business is right now. Shopify makes it simple to create your brand, open for business, and get your first sale. Established in 2025 has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/THEO, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/THEO to start selling with Shopify today. Shopify.com/Theo. Life in general can be chaotic, but if you're in charge of order fulfillment for an e-commerce business, you know that that's its own special kind of chaos. But with ShipStation, you can count on your day-to-day remaining calm. Save hours and money every month by shipping from all your stores with one login, automating repetitive tasks, and finding the best rates among all the global carriers. Save hours and money every month by shipping from all your stores with one login, automating repetitive tasks, and finding the best rates among all the global carriers. That's right, it's the fastest, most affordable way to ship products to your customers, with discounts up to 88% off UPS, DHL Express, and USPS rates, and up to 90% off FedEx rates. Wow. Calm the chaos of order fulfillment with the shipping software that delivers. Switch to ShipStation today. Go to ShipStation.com and use code THEO to sign up for your free trial. That's ShipStation.com, code Theo.
I had a question. Do you think, Joe, about do you think that Elon and Vivek Ramaswamy will really be able to have an effect on things?
I'm interested to see. Elon's a very pushy man. Once he gets an idea in his head, it's very difficult to get him off of it. I'm interested to see if they can do anything. I'm interested to see what the reaction is to it too. Like what kind of resistance is there to them trying to change things
by the actual government elected officials? Yeah,
that's going to be interesting too. Like sometimes you find out more by resistance than you do from, like we did with we were talking about on the other podcast, the Trudeau thing with the truckers in Canada. When he went after the people that donated money to the truckers and he closed their bank accounts, that's crazy fascism.
I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, that's crazy tyrannical overreach. That's like really dangerous authoritarian government tactics. You close the bank accounts of people who donated to a peaceful protest. So sometimes, like in resistance, you get to see what someone's really about.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested to see. Well, they already tried to kill him.
I know 2 times. I think even after that, they're like, we got to let him keep going.
That's the other weird one about the killing him thing, the trying to kill him, is there's all these connections. This is the big tinfoil hat conspiracy thing. Mm-hmm. They're all connecting him to Fort Bragg. So there's 3 connections to Fort Bragg. There's this guy who blew himself up, allegedly, in the Tesla. There's the dude who tried to kill Trump on the golf course. He had visited Fort Bragg 100 times. There's... one other one. What's the other one?
Is that the New Orleans guy?
The New Orleans guy. Yeah, that's right.
Heartbreaking.
The New Orleans guy who ran over those people in the street. That guy's from Fort Bragg as well. And so
I'm praying for those groups. It's fucking
what people
heartbreaking.
are really terrified of is the idea of mind control, and that they train people that are very vulnerable, people that are all fucked up. They train these people to become hitmen and terrorists. And there was an undercover camera thing. I'll send this to you, Jamie, because you see it and you're like, what the fuck? These are real people? Where this guy is explaining how they do this. And he's explaining how they take people and push them over the edge.
Oh, yeah?
People that are maybe like a little bit lost, and they give them a nudge to get them to do things.
Well, it all makes sense. I mean, just like religion can find you, or just like
Sure, the government can find you when you're
anything.
vulnerable.
Yeah, something can find you when you're vulnerable.
Well, that's the kid that shot Trump. That's what a lot of people think that is, too. The tinfoil hat conspiracy is that they found this very vulnerable kid. He did a BlackRock commercial, and then, you know, a year and a half later, or whatever it was, he's shooting at Trump off of a roof. Like,
yeah.
So listen to this. So CIA agent explains how the government baits and tricks mentally unwell social media users into committing crimes they wouldn't normally commit. And so it says you set them up.
You create the situation to where they have no choice but to act on their impulse. And once they act on that impulse, then we call that entrapment. We call it a nudge.
A nudge.
A nudge. Sometimes you just gotta give them a quick little, just to see what happens, right?
And how does that happen?
You put a post out there, or you have someone fake profile say something that triggers, that we know is going to trigger them, right? Like, we already know your history. If we're to that point, we already know everything about it. So we're like, oh, this will piss them off. Sometimes you light the fuse and just wait for it to follow.
Yeah.
Nothing like putting out a fake social media thing to like really get people mad. Post fake news. Sometimes it's not fake.
That's
It's
crazy.
embellished a little bit.
So this is the guy's name is Gavin O'Blennis, and says CIA contracting officer, former FBI, San Diego. Like, is that to protect or serve? Like, what is that for? You imagine that government money is being spent to manipulate vulnerable people into doing things that they wouldn't ordinarily do? That's crazy.
I could totally imagine that. I mean, that's what's
Why
scary
is
about.
it always these chatty gay guys that get busted?
Well, this guy obviously, it seems like was trying to flirt with whoever he's talking to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying the guy
That's always what it is.
enjoys buddies or whatever. I'm just saying it seemed like
Clearly.
that to me.
Yeah, chatty gay guys. That's how they keep busting them.
Yeah.
They get hot guys on Grindr to go meet up with chatty gay guys. I
Yeah.
wonder how they set that up. I wonder if you have to have a bunch of verified fucks in order for people to take you. Like, where's your blue check mark?
You got to be really gay, buddy.
You got to get a pink check mark. Someone's fucked you. All right, this guy's legit.
Oh. And you think there's a lot of people being fake gays or whatever to help the government?
Yeah, all that James O'Keefe stuff. Back when he was at Project Veritas, they'd always bust these gay guys.
James O'Keefe, the author? No.
No, the investigative journalist.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Very controversial investigative journalist that does these undercover ops where he gets one of his guys to wear a camera.
I'm thinking of Robert O'Keefe, I think.
I don't know who you're thinking of. But James O'Keefe was with Project Veritas. Now he's got his own thing. What is it called?
The James O'Keefe's OMG something?
OMG, right? O'Keefe Media Group.
Yeah.
And so
Looking into this guy, might
be a bullshit artist.
he might have been lying just so he could get laid, you know?
That's what I felt like 100%. This guy seems like
just what someone claimed to look into him and said he didn't work there.
He's
Worked at
VA
the
employed, advanced medical support assistant. Okay, it says this guy's my age. He was checking in patients at the VA when I started as an FBI agent, and that was 10 years older than many. In 2022, he was a secretary at the FBI. Be skeptical, people, geez.
Yeah.
So he might be well, it seemed like he was. But also, he probably does know how they do it. Maybe he's not even saying that he does it because he has a low position, but if he's explaining how the FBI does it, and he does work for the FBI,
it makes sense.
Like-
Do you think we can trust our FBI anymore?
I think you can trust some of them. But the FBI is like people, and people in positions of power, they get corrupted. Some do get corrupted. Some are great patriots. It's just like everything else, man.
And the CIA, the same thing?
I think with every fucking group of people that are in power that don't have a lot of oversight, or where the organization itself has been corrupted. You know, there's a lot of people that think the FBI back in the day, not the same people alive today, of course, but they had something to do with Martin Luther King's assassination.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people that think they had something to do with Malcolm X's assassination and
Kennedy.
Yeah. There's a lot of fucking theories, and I don't know the truth. I don't know the truth. But when you look in the January 6th thing, and you said that didn't they admit they had 26 agents there? Is that what they admitted to, Jamie? Because it's the most recent discussion about what actually took place in January 6th. Like, how many of those people?
This article is talking about this is 20.
20.
I just wonder
20 agents.
What starts to happen if as a society you don't believe and trust in. I believe that the trust overall in government and and authority and in America really as a whole is kind of starting to dissipate,
along with the trust in the media. So
right.
At the same time.
So then
things.
where has that ever happened in history? And then I'm sure it has. And where do we go from here?
Well,
I guess
we've
it's
never lived
too
in a
big
time.
of a question.
When you say, has it ever happened in history? I mean, sure, things have fallen apart before, but has it ever come back together again? Maybe not, but maybe it didn't have the internet back then.
Right.
So what people are looking at, like with Trudeau resigning and Trump winning, and then, you know, all this talk of Robert Kennedy getting in, the Make America Healthy Again movement, like that we might be able to see legitimate change this go around. Like with Vivek and Elon being in charge of government efficiency, we might be able to see. I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful for the first time in a long time. But I'm curious to see what can actually get done.
Who do they have to answer to, Vivek and Elon? Who do they have to first present stuff to? Somebody said it was Marjorie Taylor Greene. Is that true, or somebody made that up?
It is. They're in.
I met her at a party, actually.
Yeah? Did you?
I didn't know that it was her. I don't know like a ton about politics, but it was definitely interesting, though.
I'm fucking sure.
Tucker had that party for Alp. He has like a new...
Yeah, his nicotine pouches. They're good.
I haven't done them.
They're legit.
But yeah, it seemed cool. Mel Gibson was there. That was pretty cool.
So I went without nicotine pouches for 5 days. See what that was like.
What happened?
When I tried the 8s, when I came back, I got these Lucy's, these breakers, the 8s. Mm-hmm. I couldn't take it. It was too much. Because 5 days off, I was like, whoa, this is too much.
And what happened? You have to sit down somewhere? Did you just...
I got to take it out of my mouth. And then I switched to these 3s. I'm on this athletic nicotine, these 3s. So I've been taking these while I do podcasts, but completely killed my desire to just pop them in throughout the day.
Yeah.
Because I was used to the 8s, so I was popping them 8s all day long. But then I realized when I wasn't taking them for the 5 days, I'm like, ooh, I'm a lot more calm.
Yeah.
I'm a lot less ramped up. I'm like, I don't need to be ramped up while I'm on vacation. I don't have to do any podcasts.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't need to be alive as much.
I mean, enjoy. Just be chill. Why be alert? Why be so alert?
Yeah.
Thing is, you get used to being so alert, and then you want them all the time. Want them before I lift? Fucking give me an 8 before I lift.
Oh, I want something all the fucking time, dude.
Yeah.
I want to fucking...
another sniff?
I wish I had that tray coal. I'd just fucking...
You want another sniff?
Boof shit right into my neck all day. Yeah, I'll take whatever you got, boy.
Here we fucking go.
I heard a buddy the other day saying he's sober. Oh, you're in, dude.
Oh.
Wow. You look like a Jets fan.
I'm like looking at fireworks right now. My eyes are closed. It's just fireworks.
Oh, yeah. Give me some
dying
of
off. Ooh,
Katy Perry dust, buddy. Oh, Joey, you want to see me ride it, don't you,
Imagine
Bubba?
if Katy Perry takes her panties off.
And
that's it.
Oh, no. And I shouldn't have said the first part either because she's
But he
married.
said Katy Perry does this. Yes, be respectful.
I am. And
Well, let's imagine not a real Katy Perry, but a robot Katy Perry, because that's coming.
Yeah, and we met Catherine Perry, who grew up down
Different gal. Yeah. She's from Toledo.
Totally,
She's the girl that got body slammed. Take a snap. Oh, you went deep, son. You went so deep. You got that into your hairs. Here, give me that back before you hurt yourself.
Cow money.
You were reluctant to give it back. You were thinking about going again.
I'll fucking go again, boy. Huh?
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
I'll do one more little one. I'm gonna do a big one, dog. We ready? We ready? Where do they gonna?
When you shake it. Oh my God! What have you done?
Play the pipes, Joey Rogan. There's your aliens, Joe.
Jesus, son.
Oh, fuck. That shit'll turn you into a raccoon, baby boy. Dude, you know the worst thing was? Besides that?
Your eyes, when you close your eyes, did you see fireworks?
Yeah.
Like when I closed my eyes, it was like my whole, it was all lit up.
It reminds me of that thing. You ever seen that game show? It's Sauce Challenge or whatever.
What?
Hot Sauce Challenge.
Oh, yeah. Hot wings.
Hot wings, right?
Hot ones.
Hot ones. Well,
Have you ever done that?
yeah, I did it a few years ago, and it was that guy Sean Evans is a great guy.
That's all I hear about him.
Oh,
Everybody says he's a nice guy.
he's so smart, and he's just a nice dude. And but people are always like, "How are the sauces?" Well, 7 of them are sauces. A couple of them are fucking shit you would use to clean the side of a boat. You know, it's like it's like sauces went into that weird realm where it was like we just want to burn a hole in you kind of thing.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so some of them got to be very. I don't want to get sued for saying that. Can I say that? I'm just joking, right?
Yeah, you're just joking.
But they were like, some
Too
of them were
strong.
like, oh, this isn't, I wouldn't put this on anything.
Right. It's too strong.
It's not a sauce. It's just like a chemical, it felt like.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
What about that one chip challenge? You ever try that?
I did that. It's fun.
It's preposterous.
It's nice. Yeah, it's like a Mexican Christmas type of thing. I think it comes
But
out
the
every
chips
year.
are stale and bullshit, though. That's what was terrible.
The chips are bullshit. It's just a gateway drug for spice or whatever.
But I feel like it was just a way to reuse shitty old chips that had gone bad. That's what it felt like to me. Like whoever did it is a goddamn genius. Because I was offended by the fact that the chip was so dry.
Yeah.
I was like, look, you could do this with a Dorito and it wouldn't be as offensive. You know, one thing about Doritos, every time you open those bitches, it's the same. I know they're using seed oils and a bunch of chemicals, but guess what? I don't eat Doritos all the time. But I had a bag of Doritos 5 days ago, and guess what? I enjoyed it. It was Cool Ranch.
Oh, they're so good.
They were good.
I remember when they came out with those, people couldn't even didn't know what to do.
They couldn't stop eating.
I remember our stepdad came back for like a week when they came out, and he's like, yeah, everything's
cool.
going to be fine.
Cool Ranch. And
Fuck, they were good.
a little bit of queso.
Oh, dude, Cool Ranch was good. I remember, I'm trying to think of the early, cheese balls. Those were good. Those were good.
You can't outlaw that stuff just because some people have no self-control.
Do you think, are some people going to start to be like, oh shit, this guy's going to take away Chick-fil-A, like you were saying?
Probably. Yeah. We can't let that happen.
Well, we can't now go against Bobby Kennedy.
Yeah, we have to. We have to fight him. It's the same thing.
Remember Jay Leno was the Doritos guy?
Jay Leno was
yeah.
selling Doritos. I think that's when Bill Hicks started attacking him.
They didn't get along?
No.
I didn't know that. Did you ever meet Bill Hicks?
I never met him. I saw him live twice, 2 or 3 times. I think 3 times. But I said hi to him, like that. Like, hey, what's up?
Was he like famous when you saw him?
He was famous for comedians. He was famous. He had been on Rodney Dangerfield's Young Comedian special, and that was a big deal back then. This was before he even had his big HBO special. He was just this weird guy who was connected to Kinnison. And then the first time I saw him live, I was like, holy shit. He was doing things that are so different than any of the other comedy that was popular back then. It was all like, he had something to say about things. It was like cultural commentary with jokes. Mm-hmm. But the cultural commentary was as much a part as what he was saying was the fact that it was funny. That was totally unique. And then it became a thing where everybody was copying him.
Oh, really?
People, yeah.
So he was like one of those guys that people just started being like, without even realizing it?
Yeah, without realizing it and just openly plagiarizing him. He was very plagiarized by a bunch of people. But he was just doing something different because his interests were different. He was following his interests.
Yeah.
You know, that's what he was interested in talking about. So, and he was touring so much that he was working so much that he had so much material because he was just constantly playing in all these places. And unlike a lot of like really respected comedians, he didn't do his tours in the big cities. He was like touring around the deep south. You know, he called it his flying saucer tour because everywhere he would tour was where flying saucers would be spotted, like these weird fucked up cities. And so he developed this like really intelligent act that would work on dumb crowds. Very unique guy.
Like lowbrow, high art kind of stuff or something.
Well, some of it was lowbrow, some of it was highbrow, some of it was just funny. Great social commentary on the war. You know, he was just great. It was just a different thing. I mean, he wasn't as like laugh out loud funny as like Richard Jeni, but I remember me and Richard Jeni watched him once, and he said, "God, every time I see that guy, I'm like, I got to do more of that."
Oh yeah.
Richard Jeni said that. I saw him say it, and so I'm like, wow. Richard Jeni, to me at that time, was one of the greatest comics alive. He was so good in the 1980s. Like, people don't realize. I've told this story before, but just for you. This one time he was at the East Side Comedy Club, and East Side Comedy Club was a big comedy club in Long Island. Great club, awesome club. Richie Minervini used to own it. And we were there on Sunday, and the dude who was the MC over the weekend was depressed. He was like, Richard Jeni did 4 different hours. And he goes, he didn't repeat a joke once, and every hour he killed. He goes, he did 4 completely different hours, and no one could do that back then. So for Richard Jeni to tell me that he was watching Bill Hicks, like, I got to do more of that.
Wow.
Like, that's how influential he was.
Did you see George Carlin perform then too?
Yeah, I saw George perform a bunch of times. I saw George perform in a time where he wasn't doing so good.
He was struggling with the drugs, you think?
I don't know, man. I saw him bomb in New Hampshire. I took my roommates to a casino. Saw him play in a casino in New Hampshire, and he fucking ate shit. It was weird. It was weird. It's like it wasn't worked out.
Yeah.
It's like he would go on stage with notebooks, and he was just kind of like working out ideas. And he had a very different way of doing comedy. Like, his way of doing comedy was he would write everything out, and then he would bring notebooks on stage and perform it as he wrote it. Like, he didn't do it like almost like doing a one-man show, and then every year he would film it for HBO.
Damn.
Yeah. It was a totally different style of doing comedy. And so he went through periods of time where he was doing real well and he was real funny. And then he went through some dark times where he was bombing a lot. And that's unfortunately the first time I saw him.
Have you ever seen Roll Tide Willie? That guy.
Who's that? Do you know what that is?
I'll put you on him. He's like, I guess he's kind of a comedian now. He played football for Alabama, and then he got injured. He was in the military. See if you can pull up something of him.
So what does he do? Just says crazy things?
He loves Alabama. He's like a
like a mascot?
Yeah. He's like a mascot. He likes alcohol.
He looks like he likes alcohol.
Yeah.
Sitting here watching and waiting on the Bama game.
Look right here on this side.
Chilling.
Don't give a piss.
Don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide.
What you doing?
The Tide, Alabama Tide, he likes.
Wow.
That's one of his favorites. Yeah, he's
you gotta give people the freedom to not give a fuck about anything but the Tide.
Yeah.
Right? That's one of the right. If you're gonna have transgenders going into the men's room or the women's room, you're gonna have to have that guy too.
Yeah.
You gotta be tolerant of that guy.
Oh, 100%.
How
man.
come you're not?
Yeah.
Why are you so judgmental? Like that guy, have some tolerance.
Yeah, he served for our country too.
Did he?
Yeah, he got injured in the, or I think he got injured. He was in the military with my friend's dad, but I think he played at University of Alabama. But now he's like the biggest fan. But he's kind of a mascot for Alabama. He's like they call it. He goes by Roll Tide Willie.
Okay.
So just so you know,
why did you want to bring him up?
I don't know.
Just came to mind.
Yeah, I just think we're just talking about what were we talking about? Oh, comedians, entertainers. I think entertainment's getting interesting because a lot of people are getting entertainers too, just off of social media reels, right?
Right.
So it's like you're finding somebody you might want to watch, like a Jessica McGowan or something, or
who's that?
Shit, the lady from Buffy the Vampire Slayer I'm talking about, or you know, Gwyneth Paltrow, or watch like a or watch Roll Tide. You know what I'm saying? It's just entertainment's just super interesting now.
Well, it's definitely open to more things, right? Like Tim Dillon turned me on to that family in New Jersey that goes to Costco and yells out about cookies.
Oh, the Booms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, right?
I mean, that's crazy.
And the one kid, millions of people watch that. Like, that's way more than watch CNN.
We bring the boom. Yeah, that kid. And the one kid I heard didn't even make good grades, unfortunately, which is like, well, he's not even in school.
Why should he?
Yeah.
Going to make that
That's a good
Costco
point.
TikTok money. They better not ban TikTok. Imagine that family becomes homeless.
Yeah.
Because some heartless politicians decide to stop that Chinese spyware. How about let those morons stay on that shit? Let them steal their passwords. Let them go boom.
Dude, I'm on there.
You should be.
But they're taking yeah, I guess I wonder sometimes, what are the Chinese actually taking that they don't already have for me? Except, I mean, they could geolocate me.
Your DNA.
Have
They're going
it.
to clone you. You're going to be like Alex Jones. You're going to have a different version of you.
Half my family's in recovery. You can have it, bud. You can fucking have it, dude.
Do you think any of those drones are Chinese?
How could we have in our airspace a drone from another country and we don't know it? That's what
Is it that we don't know it or we can't do anything about it?
Oh, we could do something about it.
Well, you have to decide to do something about it. And the Biden administration doesn't seem like they're the type that would just be shooting shit out of the sky.
That's a good point.
Whereas Trump, that motherfucker will shoot some shit out of the sky. They didn't tell him about some of the balloons that China had circling the country because they were worried he was going to have them shot out of the sky.
No way.
Yeah. They openly admitted that they didn't tell Trump about some of the balloons. Remember when they shot that balloon out of the sky?
Yeah.
When they shot that balloon out of the sky, we were talking about this the other day, they missed. One of those missiles missed.
And went where?
Who fucking knows?
Oh.
I'll tell you.
It's like New Year's Eve in San
Imagine.
Antonio, dude. Yeah.
Imagine if you're hiking. You're out there in the wilderness. Like, this is amazing. I've got my jet boil. I'm gonna cook up some ramen tonight.
Yeah, hey, Thomas.
Boom! Right in the face. Right in the face. A missile that was meant for a Chinese balloon.
And they're never going to admit to that. They'll say it was,
Never. You vanished.
Yeah.
There's nothing to even test.
You'll be on one of those 411 documentaries
Bro,
or something.
You get hit in the face with a missile, there is nothing left.
That's on you, too,
There's
dude.
nothing left.
Yeah.
They don't even know you were there. You got ate by wolves. Who knows what happened
God, baby girl is gone.
to you? You're gone.
Yeah.
There's nothing. You're pink mist. They gotta scrape you off the leaves, do a DNA test.
Yeah, dude.
You get hit with a missile out of a fucking fighter
There
jet.
wouldn't be enough. There'd be barely enough for a wolf to lick a little bit of you off a rock.
Okay, let's imagine that Beirut bomb.
Okay.
That Beirut bomb.
What
that
do
we
you do?
saw.
You see it falling. What do you do?
You don't do anything.
You
It's
gotta do
right there.
something.
You don't do a thing. You just go, oh no, and then you vaporize. You prepare yourself for the next dimension.
How long do you get? Say if it's
You don't get any time at all.
Come on,
It just
man.
happens so fast. If you're in the epicenter of one of those bombs and it just goes off, you don't have any time. It's
What
just boom, vaporize. The whole city's vaporized.
What if you're 2,000 yards off?
You might live. Who knows? You might be behind a fucking building and the building might stay up and you just get your eardrums blown out and you get the kind of concussion that you usually get from a horrible car accident. Who knows? I would imagine there's like a level where you could be far enough away where it's not death, like instant death. But where's that level? Where is it? It's not close. Close, you're dead for sure. So like, how far out do you have to be where now you're deaf for the rest of your life? Or now you can't see. You know, who knows? Now you have no memory of your childhood. It's like a concussion of epic proportions, even if you survive, depending upon how far out you are. And then, you get far out enough that it doesn't affect you at all. You could see it from a distance. That's got to be crazy, too, to know that you could have just been over there and you would have been vaporized. Do you hear about the dude that survived Hiroshima and then he went to Nagasaki to work and then he survived Nagasaki?
No, I survived both of them.
He just survived both of them.
Still alive?
Still alive. Well, I think he died recently. But this dude, he went from, I think he died a while ago now that I'm thinking about it. This dude he was in Hiroshima, bomb blew up, killed, how many people? 150,000 people instantaneously.
Uh-huh.
He escapes, gets out, goes to Nagasaki to work. Nagasaki gets hit.
It's less than 2 miles from the blast zones of both bombs.
Jeez.
And did he say how he survived each time? What was the guy's name?
I can't pronounce the first name. I'll show you.
Give him some credit.
Give Theo a shot at it. What's his name?
There.
Sutomo Yamaguchi.
Tatsumo Yamaguchi.
Tatsumo Yamaguchi was
Been
less
quite
than
a few fires named Yamaguchi.
two files.
Less than 2 miles from the blast zones of Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings and miraculously survived both without debilitating injuries. My double radiation exposure is now an official government record, Yamaguchi said. I can tell you, the younger generation, the horrifying history of the atomic bombings even before I die.
Do you think we should have done that, Joe, that bomb?
Wow, he died of stomach cancer at 93.
Oh my God.
That's incredible. He lived that long.
Yeah.
Stomach cancer. I wonder if it was because of the bomb. I mean, he died at 93.
But some Asians live very long. You can get 120 years out of it.
Do I think we should have dropped the bomb on people? No.
Yeah, me neither.
No, it's fucking insane. It's so insane.
But it just goes to show you that somewhere inside of us, there's an evil that will be evil, you know?
Bro, look at this. No, go up. He opposed the country's role in World War II and became so despondent about the war that he considered killing his wife and infant son with sleeping pills if Japan lost. Holy fuck, dude.
Company, man.
Jesus Christ, that's so scary.
It's heartbreaking.
He said the sky was lit with a blaze, the lightning of a huge magnesium flare.
They saw the plane coming.
Oh my God. He saw the Enola Gay fly over Hiroshima and drop an item carried by 2 parachutes. Suddenly, he said the sky lit with a blaze. Oh my God.
Do you have a bomb shelter? Joe, do you have a bomb? Do you have a bomb shelter at home?
I should probably get one, but I really think that if a nuclear war breaks out, you really want to be like right where the nuke hits.
You want to end. You don't want to be middle.
You don't want to live in a zombie apocalypse, like post-war. What am I? I think I fainted for a while when
above.
Oh, the ground roared and an ear-shattering noise ripped through the air, tossing Yamaguchi into the air as a fireball imploded overhead. He was dropped face first into a muddy furrow. The protective measures he took likely saved his life. A woman who had been walking beside him shortly before the blast disappeared altogether. Wow. I think I fainted for a while. When I opened my eyes, everything was dark. I couldn't see much. It was like the start of a film at the cinema before the picture has begun, when the blank frames are just flashing up without any sound.
Unreal.
Fuck, dude. Look at it looked like. Fuck.
Can you even fathom 1 second it looks one way and the next second it looks another way?
And no one's ever done this before that we know of on Earth. And then they just decided to drop it on a city. Jesus. And they did it again. Boom, boom.
The scene in the Oppenheimer when they're deciding where to do it, if that's how it went down, is crazy.
Nuts.
I got to watch that.
That movie's crazy.
Is it?
It's crazy. Yeah, because you get to see, first of all, that dude, Cillian Murphy, that guy's incredible. He's incredible.
Yeah, he's
That's
good.
the dude from the Peaky Blinders.
Oh, yeah.
He's so good. He's such a good actor. And so he like nailed this tortured genius, Oppenheimer, and this creation that he made.
It'd be so scary. Something you thought was probably for a purpose in the beginning, and then you changed your mind during it.
Well, also, you have to do it. Because if you don't do it, if the Germans get it, they're going to kill everybody.
Here's the second one happens.
Still wounded and heavily bandaged, Yamaguchi returned to work on August 9, the day Nagasaki was bombed. He was providing his supervisor a detailed account of the Hiroshima bombing when the landscape outside the office suddenly lit up in a blinding light, and Yamaguchi fell to the floor as shock waves destroyed the windows. Suddenly, the same white light filled the room, he later recalled. I thought the mushroom cloud had followed me from Hiroshima. Wow. That's crazy.
That's when you just got
talking about it and it happens again.
That's crazy.
A reinforced stairwell in the office protected the conference room where Yamaguchi and his colleagues were.
Jesus Christ.
They just heard his story, and it says some of them took cover in a manner similar to how he described in Hiroshima.
His wife was soaked in black rain and was poisoned, as their daughter later recalled. In the subsequent weeks, Yamaguchi suffered high fevers, severe hair loss, continuous vomiting, and other symptoms from radiation poisoning. Motherfucker, dude.
How much would have to happen in America for things to get to a place where people are just like, every man for himself? Like, do you feel like
that? Like that kind of thing. Power going out. Yeah. What keeps us together is electricity right now. The way society is structured, we are so dependent upon electricity that without electricity, we don't have anything. We don't have any cooling. We have no ice. We have no way of processing water.
Yeah.
We're fucked. Without electricity, we have no transportation. We're really fucked without electricity. Electricity without oil, without any fuel at all, we're doomed. We're fucking doomed. And all we have is burning things.
And do you think for the first day people would be kind of organized, like, let's see what happens here, watching the news, and then the second day shit would get AWOL? Like, how quick would people...
As soon as people ran out of food, and that doesn't take long. That's a few days. It's a few days. And then everyone's like, well, I'm going to get a rifle, learn how to hunt. Good luck.
Not at the last minute. What are you going to put an ad at the last minute? Sorry it's so late, guys. need to learn how to hunt or whatever.
But now, by the way, if everybody goes hunting, here's the dirty secret about hunting. The reason why hunting works is because everybody doesn't hunt. If everybody hunted, there'd be no more animals. They almost did that in the 1800s, man. They started doing what they call market hunting. And market hunting almost wiped out everything in this country. It almost wiped out all the elk, wiped out most of the buffalo, almost wiped out white-tailed deer.
Really?
Yeah, man, because people were hunting them.
They could hunt as much as they wanted?
As much as they wanted. There was no regulation, and they were selling the meat. And there was no refrigeration. So you have to kill them all the time.
Oh.
So they would hire professional hunters, and that's how they would get their meat. And they were just devastating populations of animals. I mean, you've seen the piles of buffalo bones, right? Terrifying. They killed millions of buffalo in a few years. They brought the herds down to nothing in a few years. Got that close to total extinction.
And was that because people were like expanding west and they needed food?
They needed food. They needed the skins. They wanted the tongues. Pickled tongues was a big delicacy on the East Coast. So they would shoot them for their tongue only, which is crazy. So you're taking one of the biggest animals that lives in North America and you're slaughtering it just for the smallest organ or the smallest thing, their tongue. Yeah. So people did that already. And if there's no power, there's not enough food. There's just not.
Yeah.
We don't have enough wild game for 330 million people for a year. Forget about forever.
We don't, huh?
We don't. We definitely don't. We definitely 100% don't. And the only reason why you can have these giant populations of people like Los Angeles, the only way you can have that is farmers.
Right.
You have to have farmers. You have to have people that are fucking fully dedicated 24 hours a day to growing animals and food all the time to supply those people.
Amen.
So if you looked at the amount of farmers versus the amount of people that they feed, it's crazy.
Oh, it's a great point how exponential it probably is, huh?
Crazy. So if all that's gone, then all those people have no food. And then where are they getting it? Are they going to be willing to, like, how are they going to learn how to herd cattle?
And the farmers are going to be sitting there licking their chops.
Well, they're going to be killed, most likely.
Oh, people are going to try to get them for their food.
Yeah.
But the farmers will be ready.
For a while. You know, how long can you hold off millions of people with guns? The United States has more guns than most of the world. We have 40% of the firearms on Earth.
Fuck yeah. We can. Then they can do it for a while, I guess.
See if that statistic is true. I believe it is. I think the American people have an exponential number in comparison to every other country. We have so much more weapons than any other country, and I think we have more guns than the entire Chinese army by a large amount.
No way, really?
Yeah, by a large amount. Just the American population has more guns.
It's so embedded in our culture because I'll meet people sometimes and they're like, you guys have all these guns. It's like, there's no way to not have guns here.
Well, there's more guns than there are people here.
But how would you even do it if somebody were like, you should get rid of guns, right? Because you hear people say that sometimes. It's like,
well, you're not going to get rid of guns altogether. You're not going to eliminate the technology, right? So
Right.
the technology, if it exists, someone's going to have the guns. Well, who's going to have those guns? Well, you're going to have the government's going to have the guns. So you're basically giving the guns to people that are known liars who've been manipulating and controlling people
Agreed.
from the beginning of time.
Yeah.
You can't have that. And the reason why the United States has such a unique freedom is because the First Amendment is protected by the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
Didn't Chris Rock have a bit about that? I believe he did.
I'm not sure if you did.
I believe Chris Rock had a bit
He
about
probably
that.
did.
I think he did.
One last question before we go, Joe.
What's up, Jamie?
35 to 50% of the guns, somewhere in the range of 270 million out of the 645 million total.
Guns in America?
Close to 42%. That's big estimates.
42% of the guns in the world, right here, baby. And his dog's over there snoring. You know why? Because he could sleep well.
Yeah.
There's hard men out there
There's
with
some
pistols
fucking guns, right?
protecting that little dog. Dogs used to protect us. Carl ain't protecting nobody. Carl bites me full blast every day.
Really? He
Sure.
loves that. He loves to meet a man with his face.
He doesn't hurt you.
He doesn't.
No, he's adorable.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to protect Carl. He
Yeah.
can't protect us. That's how soft people have gotten.
We got to.
Listen to him over there snoring. You hear him?
Yeah. He sounds like Lee Syad a little.
When Lee gets too many edibles, they're back. The Church of What's Happening Now is back.
Just saw the first episode.
Isn't that
2 weeks
amazing?
ago. It's so cool.
I was telling Joey for a while. I orchestrated getting the two of them together at the mothership. I'm like, I got to get you guys together. I was putting it in his ear. I'm like, Joey, you guys got to bring the band back. He goes, we're gonna. Joey and Lee in California, when they had that show, it was in this weird little office building.
So bizarre. You'd park out there. You'd be lucky to find a spot. It had a really 80s vibe out there. They had like one kind of neon kind of light that was kind of like, they'd have their door for their office like open a little bit, and it didn't seem like it was an office. It seemed like it was a place where they shot like kind of quick porn over.
Did you ever see the one episode where they had an office building at one point in time with a bunch of other people that had office buildings, and Joey was too loud, and they were yelling at him to be quiet. He's like, "Shut the fuck up!"
No,
it was amazing.
We used to share all the nail salon for a while.
Really?
Yeah, and they'd always be chattering in there and yelling about stuff. It was fun.
Oh, that's okay.
Some of that was fun, dude. I remember we used to share a wall with Fighter and the Kid for a while, and that was so much fun. We'd bang on the wall at each other.
Well, you guys had like, there was a bunch of podcasts that were being done in like a couple areas like that in California, where they had little podcast studio places where like several sets would be.
It was so much fun.
But those guys, they'd always ran into some money problem. There was always like some producer that was taking too much money, and they wanted control of the show. And I ran into so many dudes that had podcast deals that went south, and it was again the same kind of thing: power and corruption.
Yeah,
there was so many guys who had podcast deals, and then the people that they did this, that had this network, wound up owning their podcast and selling their podcast. And they're like, "What the fuck?" They just got robbed.
Yeah, we got robbed. I mean, we got stolen from.
You got literally robbed.
Yeah, but we didn't. We still had ownership, you know.
Yeah, but they stole your ad revenue, right?
Yeah, for a year.
Yeah, man, there was a lot of dirty business in the podcast world.
It was dark.
Well, it's the Wild West, right? It was a completely new thing, and all of a sudden, when the money spigot opened, it just opened. Like, woo! Like, I made no money for like 5 years. I just did it for funsies. And then all of a sudden, the spigot just opened.
Yeah, your spigot. Yeah, really. You have the most open spigot.
Right now, I have the most open spigot.
And congratulations. You should.
Yeah, thank you.
You work harder than any podcaster by far, man, and you're so great at it, man.
Well, you got to keep your foot on the gas, son. That's the thing about podcasts or anything else. When you've got, if you like, you're essentially, you're running a business, right? Well, what is the business? The business is interesting content. All right. How much are you actually interested in interesting content? Because if you're not, it's not going to work. So you got to be fully interested, which I am. That's where I'm lucky. I'm lucky that I'm interested in all these things.
Oh, yeah.
Paying attention to this shit, even if I wasn't talking about it, I'd be watching podcasts on this kind of shit because I'm interested. I'm interested in ancient civilizations. I'm interested in cultures.
Oh, yeah. Well, we learn a lot of stuff by listening to you learn it, man. So it's cool, you know? I have one question. I know one time we were talking about if you ever retired, right?
Yeah.
And you said maybe you would start painting maybe if you ever retired.
Did I say that? I was probably high.
You could have been. Okay. Even if you were.
I was probably taking some of that Delta 8. What's it called? The stuff they have out here? Delta 8. It's legal. It's a legal loophole. Legal weed. Yeah, I'm all fucked up on Delta 8, son.
You had a Delta 8? You had a...
Oh, there's a bunch of Delta 8 out here.
But are you still using it?
It's legit.
Oh, yeah, sure it is.
And it is.
It's at a gas station.
Like boner pills. They work. Talk to Red Band.
One of those makes your nose bleed really bad.
Red Band stuff.
Those aggressive rhinos, whatever those ones are.
Yeah,
they make your fucking nose bleed. Oh,
Red Band's a connoisseur. He'll tell you what the good ones are.
Oh, I went down the road. I used to get them from India. I used to get all that shit.
India.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But what would you paint, dude? That's what I was thinking. I was thinking
lying.
about you painting.
I was lying.
You were?
Yeah, I had to be. I'm not interested in painting.
Come on, man.
No, man. If I was going to retire,
I want a damn lithograph, dude.
You know, if I was going to retire, I would just bow hunt and play pool. That's what I would do. Yeah. If I said I don't want to do anything for money from now on, I would bow hunt and play pool. I'd try to play pool for money, but I would never win any money. I can never beat the best guys.
If you think you could have devoted as much time, because that's one thing you start to learn about life. It's like, I only have so much time, right? If you could have devoted as much time, do you think you could have been really good at it? Because I know you really loved it.
If pool was a legitimate sport when I was in my 20s, 100% I would have become a professional pool player. 100%. Yeah. I wanted to play pool all the time because it was a population of misfits. That's what it was. It wasn't just the game itself. It was the misfits. I always felt like a misfit. When I was a kid, I felt like a misfit. You know, moved around a lot. My parents broke up when I was young. You know, it's like I never felt like I fit in anywhere until I started hanging around the pool hall. I was like, oh, these guys are just like me. They're all people that they're just too ADD to ever keep a real job.
Yeah.
They're just nutty people. And they all had like different things that they did for money, but what they were really obsessed with was that game. Was playing pool and going to pool halls. Because you'd go to pool halls and it was a bunch of guys like you Just a bunch of weirdos who just wanted to laugh and have fun and play this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be nice then, painting.
The problem with painting is, I love art. If I was called to paint, like if it felt like something, maybe I would get into doing it. But that's not what I'm interested in right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I would be, but I don't think so. I think if I retire, I'm just going to pursue interests. I'm just going to like learn languages and shit, and just do something different.
Yeah.
I don't think when I stop doing this, I'm ever going to do anything else publicly. I won't want to anymore. I'll get to a point where I think a lot of people get to, where they're just like, I'm on off this ride.
Do you ever wear a disguise when you go places? Like if you
Every
travel?
day. I'm wearing a disguise right now.
Oh, yeah.
I got like tall Biden. Remember when they had the fake Biden?
Was that real though? Was that a tall guy?
That was a tall guy.
Get fucked.
A tall guy pretended to be Biden. 100% wasn't Biden. The CIA has had like super sophisticated outfits. Look, have you seen Adam Ray when he dresses up like Dr. Phil?
Yeah, sometimes you forget.
Pretty fucking good. We did the
I saw that
HEB.
Biden he did. So
Biden.
good.
Bro, I mean, and this is like easy 2 hours of makeup. They're not even trying to make him look real, and he looks real.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
This is him like 20 minutes in his car to put,
All you need is a dude with similar face structure to Biden, and you can make him Biden. 100%. And I think they definitely did that.
Fuck.
I think there was
Who's
a point in time
doing
where he
that?
was
America?
America. We're protecting you, Theo Vaughn. We can't have China think that our president is down and that Kamala Harris is running the military. Come on, son. We know what we're doing. Pull up the photo.
What about the
Pull up the video of the tall Biden? Because there ain't no way it's the same dude.
Bring
that dude
his ass up.
Because he wasn't even a little taller.
Bring that honky up.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't.
That's
It wasn't
a crazy
like
thing to say.
You know
Let's
what
don't
I'm
say
saying?
that.
It
It is
wasn't
the president.
It wasn't like It was like Bobby Lee next to Ari.
Yeah.
I was like, something is different. This is not the same guy.
Yeah.
He's so much taller. He was like 6 inches taller. Like, not
Yeah.
a little taller.
Yeah,
And they're
like-
like, we got nobody? No, we got nobody.
That
Look
one-
at the size of this motherfucker.
Oh, get fucked. Dude,
Bro,
that's not real,
look,
dude.
That's real. Look at the
Who the
size.
fuck is that?
Look at the size of his legs.
Is that Will Ferrell?
Bro, that guy's a basketball player. They got some.
Remember,
look at
it's
the
all
difference in
Biden.
size. So that's the real Biden.
And Trump really met him?
And that's the real Obama, right? Real Obama, real Biden. Now, give me fake Biden again. No, fake one. The giant. No. The giant one when he's walking around. This one. This video.
Who is that?
Bro, look at how much taller he is than Jill. He's never that much taller than Jill. Jill's wearing heels, son. Look at her heels. See her heels elevated in the back? She's wearing heels. He's towering over her. That's a giant Biden. That's Sasquatch.
Wow. That's really, really interesting.
People have done like a comparison to his height compared to like what he normally is. Tall Biden. It was a real thing.
Oh. Do you think, what happens to him after he goes away in office? What happens to him?
Jimmy Carter. He votes like this.
Do you think?
He can't wait to vote for Pete Buttigieg. They roll him out there.
Who controls Joe Biden if he's not controlling himself?
Whoever is letting him fucking pardon 8 million people.
Some of the guys said they don't want the pardon. Do you see that?
Bro, he's pardoned more people than anybody ever by a long shot. He's got Alzheimer's.
Tiger King too. Somebody said.
Oh, he better pardon Tiger King.
I think he did. Didn't he just?
Did
get, somebody said he just pardoned him.
Did he? That can't be real.
I saw that it's a little overinflated because of all the marijuana charges that got added in because they
Tiger King
threw all those people in. No, and Joe Biden's pardons.
Oh, I want to see that mad
Yeah, but he's
slurper
still,
get
that's a
back
good
out.
thing that he's doing that. But he's still pardoned more people than anybody ever.
Bro, when Tiger King gets back out here, fucking wait, America.
He'll be a guest on this podcast
yeah.
with a knee brace, pistol on his hip.
With that whip.
Yeah, he'll try to fuck Jamie for sure.
Oh, he's gonna fucking slurp on
He again
somebody, dude.
lobbies for presidential pardon. Jamie, what are the odds this guy tries to fuck you if we bring him in the studio?
No way.
It's 100%. Not that he's going to fuck you.
No,
No way
brother.
would he.
That's- yeah.
I'd be the
But if he
first one
just-
on his list. I don't
Yeah,
all the people in the building.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're the guy
There's
who
a
moves
couple
on.
other people.
No.
maybe.
We'll
He
hold
moves
him
on
back
you.
by the hips. We'll have
He
ground.
moves on you.
We'll have side control on him, but
He moves on you. You're a nice guy.
I shaved my
you know?
mustache.
yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. The mustache. He's trying. He's trying, but they're not going to let him out. And maybe they should. I don't know.
I don't know. I wonder if he got out of this, wonder what kind of job he would get into. They're not going to let him work offshore or whatever.
Stuffed animals.
You
Sell
think?
his own stuffed animals. Yeah, open his own Build-A-Bear, Build-A-Tiger. You know?
He's just in there helping you stuff it.
Yeah, you stuff it, and then the little recording thing, when you have the little thing in there where you press the button and it gives a little recording. When my kids, I used to have one for one of my daughters where she'd squeeze it, it said, "Daddy loves you."
Oh, that's sweet.
It was adorable. That's what he's going to do. He's going to do that for people.
Same thing.
I want to suck your cock.
Daddy loves you.
I want to suck your cock.
Hey. Hey, what you doing with all that cock?
I think this is it's got to be his
Take
account.
me to the river.
I'm looking around just Twitter, and he tweeted that yesterday.
No, he didn't.
Look at that. Please repost, comment, and tag anyone if you can show support right now more than ever.
Why
Yeah.
am I in the back? Is that really true?
That's a real photo. You don't forget it happened?
Fuck
You don't remember that podcast? That was right after you did Bernie Sanders. That guy came in. What is it like for you? Can I ask you this? You're like interviewing legitimate people now. Like you interviewed Trump, you interviewed Bernie Sanders, you interviewed who else? J.D. Walsh. Who else do you interview? You've interviewed a lot of like very interesting people. Are you enjoying that?
Yeah, I think I am, man. I think I've been trying to learn more, you know, so that's been one of my goals.
You're doing a great job. Because
Thanks,
I
John.
mean, you get silly, you're still yourself. You know, you're still silly, but you're having like real conversations with these people.
Thanks.
You know? Bobby
Yeah.
Kennedy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I knew Bobby, which was lucky, and we were going through Vermont, and Bernie said he would come on the podcast, so that was super fortunate. And then Dana helped. You know, I wanted to talk to Trump because his brother had died of alcoholism, and it was like a world that I had like spent a lot of my life like, you know, in and dealing with, and so I wanted to like just see what like if he was normal about something like that, I guess. So yeah, but I think it's been interesting. I think it felt like a lot of responsibility. I started to have some ego issues. I think I was just trying to be like, you know, just know what you're doing, man. Like you don't have some big responsibility. I think I had this ego trap where it maybe felt I just had to kind of manage some stuff for a little bit. But I've been feeling better now. I think
Like what was the trap?
I think you just start to think, oh, well, I'm important, right? And it's okay if I am like, it's okay if I have importance to myself and there's things that I want to like examine and learn for myself and that sort of thing.
But your role as an important person.
Right.
You started thinking about that because you're getting a lot of views.
Right. I think it started to just scare me. So I got nervous, and then I had people that would ask me about stuff that I felt like I didn't know about, or people would think that I knew more than I did, or like I had something to do with like the election, like things like that made me
Right.
super kind of nervous.
Got it.
And so I think I just was kind of trying to manage that for a bit, and but I've been feeling like better about it. And I know some places are things to be funny, some places are things that mean something to me. Just like learning about healthcare and people getting screwed. Like there are some like smaller causes I can't learn about everything, but there's some things that I do care about that I can like seek more information about, you know?
Right.
And then to just try to get more interested in things, like just be, you know, want to open myself up to learn about more things, you know? So
That's the key, is like knowing when to just listen, when to try to be funny, just fuck around, learn how to be yourself.
Yeah.
You know, the more you do them, the more relaxed you get when you do them. You know,
yeah, that happens too. I mean, this is probably the most relaxed I felt like being around you today, you know?
around me.
Yeah, I think I just like, yeah, sometimes you get nervous.
Do you get nervous just because so many people are listening? Is that what it is? The numbers?
Yeah, I think at first, and then I think, yeah, I mean, I look up to you, I think, and so you know, and you're the champ, you're the best, and so it's like, I don't know if it's a nerve, I don't know what it is, but sometimes I feel something, you know.
Well, thank you, but you don't need to. You don't need to feel that. Like, you and I have been friends for a long fucking time. You could be yourself.
Yeah, you remind me of that, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, because it does help. I think it's just like an old thing of like, it's like an old energy thing that doesn't make any sense anymore. You know.
Yeah.
But sometimes like that template is still there a little bit.
Right. Well, that's a Hollywood template, right? Like the people that are more established and bigger. It's like, oh, there's Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
You know, there's that. You know, gets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
then-
you always, anytime I think that way, you always bring it back down to a super normal place. So thank you.
But it should be super normal. That's really the appeal of all this that we do, is that it is super normal. Is that a guy like you can have no pretense and just ask Bernie Sanders questions. Like, why the fuck are they getting away with this? Like, why is it structured this way? Why are these corporations stealing all this money and fucking everybody out? All these, you know, why is this happening?
Yeah.
And those are, it's if you can have those real conversations, this is the only place where they exist. You're never going to get these kind of conversations on a late night talk show. You're not going to get them. They don't have these kind of. It's not possible. You can't go into depth about things. There's no way you can go for hours and hours just talking to people. You can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And I think it's interesting. It's like, there's still things that I want to do in my life personally. And there's like talking with people has helped me a ton. Like even just confidence from being like, from getting to talk with different UFC fighters and things over the years. Like there's a lot of like people that I've gotten to speak to or people I've heard on your shows and other shows that inspire me like in little moments of my life, like it's important, yeah. So I don't know. I definitely, I feel like, I just want to, try my best, keep learning, I don't know, and just have a good time too.
Well, you seem like you're having a good time.
Yeah.
And you're doing a great job. You really are. And you're getting really good at it. Like the more you do it, the better you get at it. You can really tell. There's a lot of good people podcasting now. It's an awesome time.
You and Tim Dillon, dude, that episode, the last one you guys did?
He's the best. He's the absolute best at the rant.
Nobody else.
No champ like him. He's the number one. He's the Michael Jordan of the rant.
Yeah. Even seeing Shane for literally, my mom texted me last night. She's like, that Shane Gillis, he just makes some of the best faces.
Right away.
And so even earlier, we go back to, you're like, I got Shane Gillis back here. I thought it was like a new beverage or something you had made. And so I go back and there's a sauna back there by your
you
gym.
never saw the gym before. I can't believe you never saw the gym. Gym's
like,
pretty dope, right?
Yeah, the gym's great, but I didn't think you had a Shane Gillis on tap. So we fucking go in there, and there's a meat closet where you're drying aged beef.
I actually do have one of those.
Yeah, of course. And there's a fucking full body strap of Shane Gillis hanging in that bitch, and he just puts his head up near the glass, and that moment alone, like, oh, that was the best.
Doesn't it make you want to move here?
Yeah, it definitely helps, man. I'm starting to look because I'm not having. I got to get a family soon too, dude.
Get yourself a nice Texas girl.
I know. I am.
Come on, bro.
I am. I'm motivated.
Ladies, let's put that energy out there. Get Theo a nice Texas girl. I know they're out here. There's a ton of them out here. This is the greatest place in the world to be a single guy like you.
Is it?
Yeah.
It seems very diverse here too.
And people are friendly. Yeah. They're genuinely friendly, and they're not friendly because they want something from you, like L.A. They're not friendly because you're famous and friendly because they want to get famous too. They're just friendly.
Oh, yeah, they're
just
fun.
Nice people living their life.
They're fun, boy.
Theo Vaughn, I love you to death.
I love you too,
much.
man.
Thanks for everything. This is the end of part 2.
There it is. That's both of them. Jamie, thanks so much, dude. Nice to meet your dog for the second time.
Powerful Carl. Look at him over there.
Powerful.
Is he awake yet? He's waiting.
He wakes up when?
He wakes up right around now. He's like, probably about time for me to get up, start terrorizing people again.
Like China.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Peace.
Now I'm just floating on the breeze, and I feel I'm falling like these leaves. I must be cornerstone. Oh.